Hello, everybody. Good morning. We are finally live. It is 11:14 a.m. on Wednesday, May 20th, 2026, and we have a lot to talk about today. Namely, the three major topics we're going to talk about today are the Luigi Mangione hearing. It has been broadcast to the public, so I'm going to be watching it here. I did make a video yesterday on That Surprise Witness about it, and I promised that I would be watching and reacting to the hearing. It is only about 15 minutes long. Also, we need to talk about this Ryan Upchurch situation. Okay, we can talk about him. He is a recording artist, country music, I think it is, and maybe not. Nobody come for me if I don't have that right. I'm not. I'm not like in his target audience. Maybe I am. I haven't watched his stuff or listened to his music, but he is also like a true crime YouTuber, or at some point was, and he got sued for defamation over the Kylie Rodney case. Now, I was not following the Kylie Rodney case. I did not cover it in my personal YouTube coverage or whatever, but he did, and he said some things. The family got mad and sued him. So there was like a 17 or so $1 million defamation verdict, 17, $18 million. So we're going to read the actual court documents there. We're going to read the complaint, and then maybe we'll look into some of the jury forms and things like that, maybe some articles. And we also need to talk about young Aunt Heffy, girl, because young Aunt Heffy, he apparently done I know my mouth is not syncing up to the words. That's like an internet connection speed. Hopefully my internet gets better throughout this stream, but if that bothers you, maybe close your eyes and listen until further notice. But young Aunt Heffy, who is the one who don't care about nothing but what the checks say, young Aunt Heffy from No Jumper, the one who said that I was a dumb blonde and maybe he only cares about people's opinion if they're a brunette. Well, girl, he has now been arrested yesterday, and we're going to talk about what we know so far about his arrest and maybe this possible $1 million bond or whatever. And if once we get through those topics, Luigi Mangione, Ryan Upchurch, and young Aunt Heffy, there is more time. We will talk a little bit about some David Anthony Burke stuff, as well as Nancy Guthrie. There's apparently some new information about DNA or something like that. So without further ado, shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me pull up this Luigi Mangione hearing. Okay, so this was actually, today is Wednesday, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, and this hearing happened on Monday. Now, I'm going to assume most of y'all did watch my surprise witness video on this that I put out yesterday. But if you didn't, we'll also go over a little bit of where the case stands and where it's going next as well, just so nobody is left behind. Thank you so much to Internet Lee Joe for the $9.99 super chat, making my workday pass faster. Thank you for the content. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for that. I did spend about, I don't know, $100-something on those Kim Kardashian Ray J filings. I don't think I made my money back for that yet, but that's okay. That's okay. All of this will be going to the Court Docs Fund. Thankfully, the Luigi Mangione documents have been made available, I think, by Luigi Mangione's legal team. So that's good. We don't have to buy those, pay for those, but I don't know that we're actually going to be even reading too many Luigi Mangione documents today, but if we need to, those are paid for already because they got a whole website set up for it. Okay, so here is, without further ado, Luigi Mangione pre-trial hearing in United Healthcare CEO unaliving case. This man was a man by the name of, I believe, Brian Thompson. And Luigi Mangione did make waves. Now, y'all might have forgot this by now, but Luigi Mangione went to the same school as me. He went to undergrad at the school where I went to law school. And I think, did we overlap while we were there for 1 year? Could have happened that way. Anyway, I never met him. It's a huge school or whatever, and I wasn't in the undergrad. He was an undergrad, but he was apprehended at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Shout out to the Pennsylvania cousins in the chat. Apparently, somebody from Altoona was watching my video on Surprise Witness the other day. Shout out to you. I did see that about Skims. I'm not planning on covering that today, but maybe I'll cover that in a future live show or maybe on Surprise Witness channel. But this aspect of what I'm actually trying to talk about right now is Luigi Mangione, and this was I guess not a verdict, but a decision and an order that was handed down from the judge in the New York State case. Now, you may know this, you may not, but there are actually three separate criminal cases against Luigi Mangione right now. One is the federal case. That's the one where they did that crazy perp walk and he's got the handcuffs and he's got the orange suit and all that. They were trying to go after the death penalty on that case originally, but the death penalty eligible charge in the federal case did get dismissed. Shout out to Mark, love him or hate him, shout out to the Agnifilos, Mark Agnifilo and his wife, Karen Agnifilo, who are the lawyers on this case. Karen, the wife, is the lead lawyer on this case, on Luigi Mangione's, but you might remember Mark Agnifilo from the Diddy case. Well, Mark and Karen in the Luigi Mangione case, they are representing him not only in that federal case, but also there's two other cases against Luigi Mangione, and one is the federal. The other two are state cases. So one of them is the one we're going to watch the hearing for today. This is the New York State case against Luigi Mangione, as well as there's a Pennsylvania criminal case against Luigi Mangione as well. So pretty much a very, very difficult uphill battle. Mark Agnifilo, or maybe it was Karen, one of them have pretty much referred to this as trying the same case twice, the New York State case as well as the federal case. And they're like, basically, we have to do this thing twice. Isn't it fair or whatever? I'm going to reserve judgment on whether that's fair or not, because the thing about it is, sometimes I feel like I can see where Mark Agnifilo is coming from, but then sometimes he's so insane and says like the most unreasonable stuff. I really don't know what to believe from him or not, so I'm not going to give anything he says too much weight. What I will say is he obviously is a very, very successful and effective defense attorney, and if I had Diddy money and if I had Luigi Mangione, clearly he has money from his family, I'd probably be hiring Mark Agnifilo if I needed a criminal defense attorney too, because he's tough and he wins. And I would consider what he did for Diddy a win. Diddy was facing his whole rest of his whole life in prison, and he only got a few years. What was it, 4 years? So Mark Agnifilo and his wife Karen are on this case in the Luigi Mangione case. So today on this hearing, we're going to be really just focusing on the New York State case. Maybe we'll have reason to address the other two cases, the federal one and the Pennsylvania one, but really this is all about the New York State case. And shout out to everybody in the chat. I think my mom's in here modding. Shout out to Maiku, Pittsburgh represent. Shout out to Pittsburgh cousins in the chat. Let me just say hi to some of y'all. Some of y'all were in here way before me. Sorry I made y'all wait. Hello, Lilith from the UK. Shout out to the UK cousins. My mom's in here giving our whole genealogy, and that's actually interesting because I was planning on, if I ran out of stuff to talk about, which I don't think I will because I've now added this Upchurch and Aunt Heffy thing. But I actually have a little bit of Cajun history to share with y'all in a little while. Shout out to Player Prophet from Nova Scotia. That's probably my real cousin. Shout out to Riley's Paintings, or A. Riley's Paintings from South Carolina. Definitely want to make my way down up to Nova Scotia at some point. Nova Scotia is on my someday travel bucket list. Reborn said it's supposed to rain today. Serendipity said. Oh my God, that'd be so funny if y'all got together one day. I mean, I'm probably not going to be doing any get-togethers, but I might go to some. There's actually an Australia content creator event I might go to where like people can come there, but it would just be, in Australia. Anyway, okay. So no, I didn't see that Whoa Vicky interview, but I do have it on my list of things to watch. I've been so busy. I've been trying to get out this Britney Spears video. It started out as a 2-hour recording. We've now gotten it down to 1 hour, 36 minutes, but it is still probably a few days of working left. But anyway, so let's regroup here. This is the hearing, and what was this hearing about? In case you missed the That Surprise Witness video, or maybe you saw it and you forgot what this hearing was about right here that we're going to watch and react to. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful, I should say, that this is actually out here and recorded, and we don't have to take any content creator or any fake news word for it. We could just look at it ourselves. Here it is. There's Luigi getting brought in. And what this is okay, so as y'all know, Luigi Mangione was apprehended and arrested at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And at the McDonald's, the cops went through Luigi's backpack. I did get into reading the document. It was like a 40-minute video, so I'm not going to get into that today. But they went through his backpack. They didn't completely, totally like go through every single thing, but they did find some stuff. And they did all of that without having a search warrant. So Luigi's lawyers, the Agnifilos, said, excuse me, you didn't have a search warrant, so you can't use that stuff. It was an illegal search. And the prosecutors said, no. The police didn't have a search warrant in Altoona, Pennsylvania. However, we had a exigent circumstance. The cops had an excuse, basically, a reason. They had good reason to search Luigi Mangione's backpack without a search warrant and without his consent. They had good reason. It wasn't only searching Luigi Mangione's backpack. It was also that Luigi Mangione had made some statements to the cops. Luigi Mangione had made some statements to the cops, and some of these statements, oh my gosh, shout out to the South Florida Cajuns. I got cousins everywhere. Yeah, my mom is like 75% Acadian, so I'm like very Acadian. Who knew? Anyway, I mean, I guess I probably could have guessed that laissez-les bon temps roulette, but I digress. Anyway, I can't see. That's why I can't read y'all's comments, because then I get all distracted. But I'm trying to keep these video intros that, just get to the point a little bit. So I don't know, girl. I mean, y'all know how I am. I do the best I can. All right. So what this hearing was about was Mark Agnifilo, who you see standing here, and his wife, Karen, who's the lead lawyer defense lawyer on this case. They tried to keep out the statements Luigi made. And by keep out, I mean hidden from the jury, where no one from the prosecution can ask questions about it. If it was evidence they seized during the warrantless search at McDonald's, that would be kept out. The jury wouldn't know about it. So essentially, Karen and Mark wanted the jury to not know there was a gun found, wanted the jury to not know there was a magazine, fully loaded magazine found. They wanted the jury not to hear the statements that Luigi Mangione made. And they made a bunch of legal arguments about it. I'm not going to get into that specifically today. I already made a 40-minute long video yesterday on Surprise Witness about it, so I'm not going to get into that today. But hold on. They went back and forth on the motions about this. By back and forth, I mean Mark Agnifilo and Karen Agnifilo, these two right here, Luigi's lawyers. They said that stuff should all get kept out. Then the other side, the prosecutors in the state of New York, this is not federal, this is the state case. They said, no. We have an exception. We have all these exceptions. We didn't have to read him his Miranda rights. We didn't have to have a search warrant. These are the reasons. Back, forth. And essentially the judge ended up deciding to actually grant Luigi Mangione, or the Agnifilos on his behalf, to grant some of that stuff. So the jury isn't going to see some of the stuff that the cops found, and isn't going to hear some of the things that Luigi said in that McDonald's. However, Luigi and the Agnifilos did not win entirely. They did lose on some things. Some things include the gun, the red notebook that had the so-called supposed manifesto in it. Okay, so that, and there were reasons for that. You can agree with them, you cannot agree with them, but I already went over that on Surprise Witness. So now, without further ado, 14 minutes, I think that's pretty good. Let's get started on watching a little bit, or all of, and reacting to this Luigi Mangione hearing. Now, cover your ears, because I'm still trying to figure out my audio balancing here. This might be too loud, this might be too quiet. So I'm going to start like around here. Let's see. I'll have to turn it up.
Joel Seidman, Zachary Kaplan, and Kristen Bailey on behalf of the people. Good morning, Your Honor.
Karen Friedman Agnifilo, Mark Agnifilo, and Jacob Kaplan on behalf of Luigi Mangione. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Berger.
All right, good morning, everyone.
Can y'all
So
hear
both
that? It's
parties
like
should-
as loud as it goes, so I don't know. I don't know what else to do here. Audio is good. Thank you. All right. Let's keep it moving then. So there's Agnipholos and there's Mangione.
Received a copy of the decision this morning, which grants the defendant's motion in part and denies it in part.
So the judge said the motion on the behalf of Luigi, granted in part, denied in part.
And which lays out the findings of fact and conclusions of law. So I'm just going to give a brief summary of the conclusions. So
Okay,
as
the judge, again, I already went over this 40-minute video, read the document. If you're confused about it, if you want to know more about it, you can check that out at ThatSurpriseWitness YouTube channel. So the judge said he's just going to give a brief summary of his conclusions that he made in arriving at his decision on what to keep in, what to leave out.
to the map issues, I find that the search of the backpack at the McDonald's was improper, warrantless search, that the backpack was not within the immediate control or grabbable area of the defendant, and further, the people failed to demonstrate exigent circumstances. Therefore,
So, I know y'all just heard the judge say it, but I'm gonna still recap. The search of the backpack at the McDonald's was illegal, improper, unconstitutional, violated Luigi Mangione's Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights. There was no search warrant. They should not have done a search. That's what the judge decided in this case. However, the prosecutor said, wait, Your Honor, there was an exception. Like, we were all in immediate danger. There could have been a bomb in there or something. Well, the judge said, no, y'all didn't behave like there was a bomb in there. You didn't call the bomb squad. You didn't call a bomb sniffing dog. You didn't get everybody to evacuate the restaurant. If y'all would have really thought that there was a bomb in there, you would have evacuated everybody. One of the ways that the prosecutors could have gotten an exception to the warrantless search rule, which is a very strong rule. It protects our constitutional rights. One of the ways that they could have gotten an exception is if Luigi was in the immediate grabbable area, or excuse me, the backpack was in Luigi's immediately grabbable area, and he could have reached in there and gotten something or whatever. And the judge said, but that's not what happened. It wasn't in his grabbable area. Y'all had taken it and moved it to a different table. He was like 9 feet away. And so the judge said, because of that, it was an illegal search. You violated Luigi's rights. And so what you found in there during that search in the McDonald's can't be introduced at trial. So that's basically what he said so far. I added a bunch of stuff because I had read the document, but
those items found in the backpack during the search at the McDonald's will be suppressed. However, the people have established that the subsequent search of the backpack at the station was a valid inventory search.
okay. So now we're talking about two separate searches. One happened at McDonald's, one happened at the police station. Once the backpack was taken into the custody of the police, even though they didn't yet have a search warrant, the police do then, because the backpack is in their property and on their premises, the courts have decided that police have the right to kind of like look through, just to take a brief inventory, not to rummage, but just to make sure there's nothing dangerous in there, to make sure if there's anything valuable, they account for it. So later somebody doesn't say, oh, I had $1 million watch in there and y'all stole it. So the judge said when they did that over there at the station, that was not illegal. That was not improper. That was allowed. And so anything found at that point can be used, can be presented to the jury, can be presented at trial.
Therefore, the items recovered at the station will not be suppressed. So as to the Huntley issue, I find that the defendant was not in custody until about 9:47.
Okay. So that was the search and the seizure. There's also the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination and the Fifth Amendment right to have your Miranda rights read to you. And this has to do with the testimonial statements, the answers to questions, the statements that Luigi made to officers at the McDonald's, but also statements that Luigi made once he was arrested and being held in jail. He made some statements to some correctional officers about certain things, and Karen and Mark Agnifilo were trying to get those statements kept out from the jury as well. The statements he made to the officers, the police officers at the McDonald's, Karen and Mark said should be left out because Luigi didn't have his rights read to him. Even though he was in custody, he was detained, he was not free to go. They still were asking him questions. They finally read him his Miranda rights, but then they still kept asking him questions after Luigi had invoked his Miranda rights. In other words, Luigi said, "Oh, bet, y'all read me my Miranda rights. Anything that I say can and will be held against me. I ain't answering any more questions." But they kept asking him questions. And Luigi would be like, "I'm going to remain silent on that one." But they kept asking him questions. And that is, according to Mark and Karen Agnifilo's arguments, that was unconstitutional violation of Luigi's rights to keep asking him questions after he said, "I don't want to answer your questions and I want to remain silent." So all of those Miranda rights and all of that only kicks in after a defendant is considered to be in custody. And this is not a subjective analysis. In custody is like a specific legal definition that has been very hotly debated for years and years, 50, 60 years. Let's see, 6, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, like 50, 60 years, and has gone up to the Supreme Court many times. What does it mean to be in custody? What are the circumstances around which or under which somebody is actually indeed and in fact in custody? Does it matter if the cops said he was in custody or not? It's this analysis like, do they feel free to leave? Would a reasonable person feel free to leave, et cetera, et cetera. So that is what the judge is now getting into here. He's saying, all right, now we're going to get to that about these statements. So first of all, long story short, the stuff they found at McDonald's while they were searching his backpack was illegal. They can't use that. The stuff they found in the backpack once it got to the station, not illegal. They can use that. Moving on. Now we're talking about statements. Statements Luigi made at the McDonald's. So that's what the judge is talking about here.
So any statements before that?
Oh my gosh, shout out to Tufstino. Tufstino is the reason. That's my brother. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but Tufstino is my brother. I thought we were cousins, but actually turns out brother. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about Aunt Heffy later on in here, and you're the reason that I knew about it at all, the Aunt Heffy stuff. So right now I'm talking about Luigi Mangione, then I'm going to talk about Ryan Upchurch, but then I'm going to get to Aunt Heffy. Everybody say hey to my brother over there. Okay. So let me go back 10 seconds here.
The Huntley issue, I find that the defendant was not in custody until about 9:47 a.m.
Sound like they got an air horn outside.
Any statements before that will not be suppressed. However, as Miranda warnings were not given until some seconds after 9:48 in the morning, those statements made shortly before that in response to...
So we're dealing with minutes. I mean, really seconds here. So the judge determined, based on the facts, Luigi should be considered to be in custody starting at 9:47. But they didn't read him his rights till about 9:48. So in that minute between when he was in custody and when they read him his Miranda rights, those statements are what we're talking about here.
Custodial
oh my gosh,
questions.
Rabbit. Everybody's in here. Shout out to Rabbit. Shout out to Down the Rabbit Hole News. That's my cousin too, y'all. I don't know if y'all knew or not. Put some rabbits in the chat for Rabbit. Okay.
Or not merely a request for pedigree information will be suppressed.
Okay.
The remaining statements will not be suppressed as they were either spontaneous or a request for pedigree or safety-related questions.
So the judge basically goes through this Miranda analysis like statement by statement. Some of the statements are going to be allowed to stay and be shown to the jury. Some such statements, examples is like when Luigi said, "Why are more cops getting here?" Luigi said, "I'm a small guy. This is a big puffy jacket." These are going to be allowed to be shown to the jury. Some statements are not going to be allowed to be shown to the jury and are not going to be allowed to be talked about. For example, when Luigi said, "I'm just going to remain silent." That's not going to be shown to the jury because jury is not allowed to hold a defendant's exercising of their Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination against them. And so the jury is not really allowed to hear when a defendant said, "I'm going to plead the Fifth. I'm going to remain silent. I'm not going to talk to you. I don't want to answer that. Do I have to answer that?" Jury isn't going to hear anything like that. Also, the jury isn't going to hear any statement that Luigi made other than pedigree information after the Miranda rights were read. So pedigree information is like if the cop asks you what's your name, birth date, address, identifying information, stuff like that, that'll all be able to be heard by the jury. The judge has decided.
So those statements will be permitted. So can you guys come up for a second?
So the judge calls him up. The prosecutors are like, no, don't call us up. Say everything on the record. We want the public to know. Shout out to them for that. It's the first time I've seen them trying to be arguing for transparency.
Well, come on up first.
The judge said, just come up first, stupid. There goes Mark. I can't believe it's the same lawyer as Diddy.
Just about jury
No, I
selection.
understand.
Something about jury selection.
The 25010 issue, we have to resolve. We need to know
Look at this
this
cop's nails. Shout out to
by
her.
June 1st. We can't have our expert.
Okay, and then it's like quiet for a while they're chit-chatting. So let me... Okay. Luigi is listening. I'm going to turn it on like 1 point. I'm going to turn it on 2 times. Let's see, 1 point. Let's go 2 times. Just until it gets... They're doing some type of little sidebar type of thing. Luigi's asking for a pen. Luigi wants to write something down. He's asking this lawyer something. That's one of his lawyers, too. They're having some type of talk with the judge. They're talking to the judge right now. The judge is talking something about jury selection. And just to remind y'all, this is the New York State case, not the federal case. Not the Pennsylvania case. There's 3 cases, all right? Mark and Karen Agnifilo have just walked up to the judge's bench. They're talking to him something about jury selection, something about expert witnesses. They've cut the mic off for the judge, so we don't really know what it is. Luigi Mangione's sitting here. Actually, new outfit. Usually he was wearing those sweater vests with a shirt. Now they done got him a suit. I said the hearing was 15 minutes, but who knows how many minutes of it is just... I'm going forward now, 10 seconds at a time. You hear all the background noise in New York City, the horns, the sirens. What the hell? Half the hearing is them at the bench. Okay, now here's a lawyer talking to Luigi. We need that lip reader. Maybe we can hear him. Let me slow it down to normal speed and see if we can hear this lawyer. We need that lip reader. Actually, I guess there's a few of them on social media. Okay, now that lawyer talked to Luigi and he's walking up to the... I guess they're like... talking to Luigi, going up to the judge, talking to the judge, coming to Luigi. Girl, most of the hearing is just them doing that. I'm fast forwarding. We're already at the 13-minute mark.
Those related issues.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me turn it back to normal speed. The loud city you never notice till you move. It's always noises. Beep,
Right, we had a bench
beep.
conference about scheduling, jury select.
He said, okay, we had a bench conference where everybody except the public gets to come up there and know what's going on. I guess except Luigi, too. He was obviously not up there either. So the judge said we had a bench conference about scheduling, about jury selection.
In those related issues.
And related issues.
All right, so to discuss further,
Karen got that look like she ain't come to play. I'll say that.
As you all know, I'm currently on trial. Jurors should be arriving shortly.
The fact the judge just said I'm currently on trial.
So we'll have a virtual
I think it
conference.
means in trial. Y'all ever notice that people, New Yorkers, shout out to New Yorkers in the chat, they say on instead of in. Like they say I'm standing online instead of I'm standing in line. And they say like I'm on trial instead of I'm in trial. And so it makes it seem like the judge is the one that's on trial. But anyway, I guess he's saying like he has a trial right now.
On June 3rd to discuss those issues.
Okay.
Okay?
Go back 10 seconds.
So we'll have a virtual conference on June 3rd to discuss those issues. Okay?
June 3rd.
That's it? Okay. You can take charge.
Okay, so in a couple weeks, June 3rd, the judge said, they are going to have another conference. Justino, you never noticed that? Well, it's funny, isn't it? Like the other day, I saw something in the airport. I think it was JFK. It was like something online while you're standing online. I'm like, y'all think y'all cute, but like you're the only ones who say that. Everybody else says standing in line. I'm waiting in line. But anyway, shout out to the New York cousins in the chat. Thank you to Ellie for the 199 super chat. So excited for this stream. Thanks always. Thank you. Thank you. So that was it. I mean, we'll watch the rest. I mean, it's like a few more seconds. Here he goes.
Is that only for the parties? Can I join tonight?
Karen was talking. Is that only for the parties? She's so New York. Tubsina said you're right. I actually never noticed that, but I do say I'm online instead of in. Clocked my damn T, BJ. See? I don't know if y'all forgot or not. I studied linguistics. How many donations to meet your cat? Oh, girl. I don't know if y'all are ever going to meet her because she's a private family member. She likes her privacy. But I've posted pictures of her before. Ella Sue. Thanks so much for being a member for 1 month. Okay, so that was that. Now I want to move on to the next topic without too much further ado. Well, actually, okay, so the Luigi Mangione topic, the next thing to expect, the next hearing is going to be on June 3rd, and that is going to be for like scheduling. Basically what they talked to the judge about at the bench just now. He basically said, I have a trial going on and the jury is about to be showing up any second. So y'all got to get the hell up out of here. But we'll finish this conversation about scheduling, jury selection, timing, etc. We're going to finish that up on June 3rd. Today's May 20th. Yesterday was May 19th. I guess the hearing was on May 18th. So it was scheduled for a couple weeks out. Now, you might be wondering, when is the Luigi Mangione trial? Let me see if I have that in my little schedule. Starts on September 8th. I think that is, the jury selection is going to start on September 8th. So 4 months from now, I'm sure there's going to be quite a bit of more filing. There's going to be quite a few more filings. Let me show y'all also the Luigi Mangione case website that I believe the lawyers put together. Here it is right here. And he has the different cases here, case updates. This is LuigiMangioneInfo.com, all one word, LuigiMangioneInfo.com. And it is nicely organized by federal, state, and state of New York, state of Pennsylvania. And here's just you can actually find the actual filings. Like, for example, the most recent order in the state case, the most recent order in the federal case is from earlier this month, about a week ago, allowing Luigi Mangione to show up and have a suit, a shirt, some socks without shoes without laces. I'm sure, put a one in the chat if you remember me literally shedding a tear because I felt so bad that stupid Diddy had to request shoes without laces be worn. I don't know why. I don't know what got into me, y'all. I just, sometimes I have like overwhelming empathy. I think they call it suicidal empathy, but I'm not suicidal. Don't worry. Okay, so let's move on. The next thing I want to talk about is the Ryan Upchurch situation. Let's see if I can find a little article real quick. Here's a People magazine article from 2022. I think this will probably give you the gist of what's going on. Now, if you didn't follow this case when it was going on, don't worry, girl, because neither did I. I just want to read the complaint itself today and maybe read some of these updates because he was ordered. This is a YouTuber. His name is Ryan Upchurch. Now, he also is like a celebrity in his own right outside of YouTube, a musician, I should say. And they're calling him a YouTuber, ordered to pay $17.5 million to the father and the grandfather of a 16-year-old who was found unalive in 2022. The plaintiffs, this is the dad and the grandpa of this young girl who tragically was found unalive, they claimed that the content creator made harmful statements in a video titled "Zero Proof of Kylie Rodney Situation Being Real." And even though I didn't cover this case when it was going on, I didn't cover the Kylie Rodney case, I didn't cover the Ryan Upchurch defamation lawsuit, I'm still interested in it, not only because a lot of people seem to be very, very captivated by the case, both aspects of it, but also because I am a YouTuber who got sued for defamation. So I'm always interested to see, and I keep winning. I won, got dismissed. She brought it again. I won. It got dismissed. She brought it again. I won again. And then she appealed it. And I'm assuming I'm about to win the appeal as well. But I like to keep up with, like, what are these courts and these juries and these, different entities and parties out here saying about what is defamation on the part of a YouTuber, what isn't, stuff like that. I followed the Milagro case. I don't know if she sued her for defamation. Did she sue her for defamation? I don't even remember. Anyway, so this is Ryan Upchurch, and this is the 16-year-old victim, Kylie, rest in peace. And so they give us, people.com gives us this need to know article section here. It says, YouTuber Ryan Upchurch has been ordered to pay $17.5 million after a jury reached a verdict in a lawsuit regarding his videos about Kylie Rodney, the 16-year-old who was found dead in August 2022. According to the complaint filed by plaintiffs who are Kylie's father, Daniel Rodney, and her grandfather, David Robertson, Ryan Upchurch had made harmful statements. Okay, this is according to the lawsuit. He had made harmful statements in a now unavailable video. Okay, so he done made the video private or deleted it. And the name of the video was, quote, "Zero Proof of Kylie Rodney Situation Being Real." On May 18th, 2 days ago, same day as the Luigi Mangione hearing, the jury found Ryan Upchurch liable for defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Whoa. He's been ordered to pay millions of dollars after a jury found him liable for defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress. So then they give us a little bit of background on the story. In 2023, Ryan got sued, Upchurch got sued by David Robertson, who's the grandpa of the girl, and Daniel Rodney, who's the girl's dad. And she had actually died in August 2022. So she died in August 2022, and then in 2023, Upchurch got sued over his coverage of the case. Her body, Kylie Rodney's body and vehicle were discovered weeks after she was reported missing. She disappeared from a party near Tahoe National Forest in California. Multiple news outlets later reported that the coroner's division of the Nevada County Sheriff's Office ruled Kylie's death was an accident. A statement from the sheriff's office read, quote, "This decision is based on the pathologist's report that Kylie drowned and that there was no other evidence to suggest she was killed by someone else." Okay, so they said she drowned. So her cause of death was an accident. She wasn't murdered. She drowned. As always, our office will keep working with the family and look at any new information about this investigation. Okay, so there she is. Per court documents viewed by People magazine, Robertson and Daniel had filed a complaint, and that's the document we're going to look at today. I'm going to show you all the complaint. We're going to read it together. What did they actually sue for? And they filed this in Tennessee, claiming, because I guess that's where Upchurch lives, claiming that he posted a YouTube video called Zero Proof of Kylie Rodney's Situation Being Real. The dad and the grandpa of Kylie alleged that Ryan Upchurch stated in a now unavailable video, quote, "Everyone telling me I should be ashamed of myself. How dare you? Oh, this is faked." And he says, "Show me that it's real. Show me proof," he said, "of Kylie Rodney." The complaint also claimed Ryan Upchurch suggested the case was a scam to raise money on a GoFundMe page. So basically what Ryan Upchurch was saying is that Kylie's dad and grandpa were scamming the public by claiming that Kylie had gone missing. And Ryan Upchurch said, "Ain't no Kylie. Kylie don't exist. She's fake. Show me proof she's real." Meanwhile, the sheriff's office is saying, "Here's the autopsy report." Woo. I actually think, is my opinion, I actually think Ryan Upchurch could have gotten away with his coverage if he would have actually just said, "I think." I think his fatal flaw was that he was like, "It's 100% fake." Like, he said it as if it was a fact, and really, like, how could he possibly know if it was a fact or not? You know what I mean? How could he possibly know? I didn't actually, like I said, I didn't actually follow this case or anything, so I don't really know exactly, I can't quote exactly what he had said, but this right here is probably one of the more serious, more aggressive things that he was charged with doing, because he's saying, hold on. He was saying this is a scam. Okay, so that's kind of like accusing someone of committing a crime. He said that the family was just scamming in an attempt to raise money on GoFundMe. Attorneys claimed that Ryan Upchurch caused the dad and the grandpa reputational injury, financial losses, and emotional distress. Now, on this Monday, the case had a verdict from the jury. They ruled in favor of the plaintiffs, with the verdict determining that Ryan Upchurch owed $17.5 million in total. $17.5 million freaking dollars per court documents obtained by People. He's been ordered to pay $6.5 million to the dad, I guess, and maybe the grandpa. I don't know which one's which. So we'll go with, I think the grandpa's owed $6.5 million, $11 million to the other one. So whoever Daniel is, let me see. Let me just go up here. Robertson and Daniel. I forgot which one's which. Like I said, I didn't cover this. Okay, so Daniel Rodney is the dad, and David Robertson. Why didn't they just say Rodney? Girl, I'm confused. They said Robertson on one hand and Daniel on the other. I guess it's because he has the same last name as the victim. Okay, so Daniel is the dad. All right, so he had to pay the dad $6.5 million and the grandpa $11 million. The dad and the grandpa's attorney, Christopher Smith of DRS Law Firm, tells People magazine in a statement, quote, "This verdict stands as a powerful reminder that using a massive online platform to spread false claims about a grieving family has real consequences. Now, the family can finally move forward in peace and focus on what matters most, honoring the memory of Kylie." Now, Ryan Upchurch's lawyer spoke too. Her name's Tia Bailiff. She also told People magazine her own statement, but she noted that Upchurch himself has no comment. So she's like, "I'll speak as the lawyer, but this isn't a statement on his behalf." She said the freedom of speech is one of the most fundamental rights that is necessary for every free society. That is true. I think we all agree with that. And that right is one that needs protecting, now more than ever. She said, while Mr. Upchurch is a staunch advocate for the United States Constitution and the rights that so many veterans fought and died for, he can be that advocate and also feel sympathy for a family in their time of grief. She adds, "It is in this spirit that Mr. Upchurch would like to extend his heartfelt sympathy to the Rodney family, the Peterson family, and the Neiman families. Mr. Upchurch asks that the family be given respect and time to grieve and move forward with their lives, and would ask that the family be allowed to heal in peace. Now, all the worlds are just always overlapping and colliding, because guess who was the first witness? The first witness to testify against Ryan Upchurch in this trial. It was SF Investigates, the investigator from the David case. And he's also was on the Emmanuel Haro case. I think he was on some other ones. He says, celebrity status does not give someone the right to lie or defame or use a tragic death to build a following. Actually, I mean, SF Investigates is right. Like, celebrity status does not give you the right to use a tragic death, a celebrity, the right to use a tragic death to build a following. But here's the unfortunate reality about the First Amendment. If you're not lying, if you're not defaming, if you're not committing some kind of a crime and you want to build a following, you have the right to do so on the tragic death of somebody. I mean, what is the entire investigation at Discovery Channel? Financially benefiting from tragic deaths. What is the whole forensic files, the FBI files? I didn't know I married a psycho or whatever. I mean, all those shows are benefiting financially from people's tragic deaths. NBC, ABC, TMZ, LMNOP. I mean, they're all benefiting and building followings off tragic deaths, whether we like it or not. And I actually think it's fine to do that, because it's an issue of public concern, especially when it's like a little girl. Now, I do agree, I think, with SF Investigates' main point, which is you can't lie, make stuff up, and defame people. You cannot do that. Celebrity status doesn't allow you to do that, but nobody can do that. That's not allowed at all. I mean, they can, but it's not legal. It's not statutory. Now, look what he says here. He said, I'm proud that I was the first witness to testify in the case against Ryan Upchurch on May 12th. That is crazy to me. All these cases overlap. I was proud to tell the jury what I witnessed as the family of Kylie Rodney was defamed. He says, accountability, finally. And then he linked this article. We might as well read this one because SF Investigates did link it. Let me turn on the reader view. It says, Nashville YouTuber hit with $17.5 million verdict in defamation case over true crime video, attorney says. According to the lawsuit, the YouTuber, that's Upchurch, suggested that the case was fake and part of a scam to raise money through GoFundMe. The case is in the punitive damages phase. Update on Tuesday, yesterday. This news station, WSMV4, learned that $500,000 in punitive damages was also awarded against Upchurch. Defamation trial involving Nashville YouTuber and viral true crime creator has ended with a $17.5 million verdict. The lawsuit was filed against YouTuber Ryan Upchurch by relatives of Kylie Rodney, a 16-year-old California girl who disappeared in August 2022 after attending a party near Tahoe National Forest. Her body was later found inside her SUV in a nearby lake. And interestingly, I think it was a YouTuber that found her. A YouTuber named, Adventures with Purpose, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know what speech is so MAGA coded. I don't know which speech you're talking about. How do they come up with these numbers? The jury came up with those numbers. The dad or the granddad is a Freemason, somebody said. I mean, maybe. The girl's father, Daniel, and grandfather, David, sued Upchurch in federal court in Nashville in 2023, claiming he defamed them in a viral video or in a video titled Zero Proof of Kylie Rodney's Situation Being Real. According to the lawsuit, Upchurch suggested the case was fake and part of a scam to raise money through GoFundMe. So I have the complaint, and I thought we could read through it together since now a jury has decided on the situation and come up with a verdict. I'm not going to probably read every single, like word verbatim, but I do want to show y'all this complaint that was filed by the father and the grandfather against Upchurch and go through it together. She was found unclothed in the back of a sunken SUV. That is crazy. Okay. And, rest in peace to her. They said she drowned and it was an accident. So, it does seem kind of weird to me. I will say it seems kind of weird, but at some point, if you don't have proof for stuff, you can't just go out and say it. And I think that's one of the things that really did save me in my defamation lawsuits against me, is that what I was actually saying was backed up by the public record and what she was saying was not. So she came out, Lima Yevrimovich, and said that Amanda Rabb died in her care, or in an Aura treatment center. From the cause of death was marked as a seizure disorder, and it was not. It was not marked as a seizure disorder. I requested the coroner's report, and it was marked as cardiac arrhythmia was the cause of death, exacerbated by schizophrenia, obesity, hypertension. So what I was saying was actually backed up by real public record. And what she was saying had no basis in fact at all whatsoever, according to public record. So that was one of the differences, I think, between, my case and this one. That's why I won 3 times. So here's the case. Here's the complaint, rather. Filed in district court, that's federal court in Tennessee. David Robertson and Daniel Rodney, the plaintiffs, versus Ryan Upchurch. Okay, so here's the introduction. This diversity action, that means it's something you can bring in federal court, arises from the defamatory and tortious conduct of Ryan Upchurch, as explained below. He is a media personality, musician, prolific YouTuber. I like how they put that in quotes. No, we all know what that is. You don't have to put it in quotes. Who has approximately 3.1 million subscribers on YouTube as of the date of this filing. He began posting about the disappearance of Kylie Rodney, the granddaughter of plaintiff David Robertson and the daughter of plaintiff Daniel Rodney, after Kylie disappeared in August 2022, and it became a viral international news story. So what are we reading again? We're reading the initial complaint. This is the first document, or the first substantial document filed in this case by the father and the grandfather. Now, fast forward to 3 years, I guess this was 3 years ago, Ryan Upchurch has lost. And the family, or the 2 family members who filed this lawsuit, have won. But this is back then 3 years ago, and this was what they sued for. So here they're kind of admitting, yeah, it's an issue of public concern. It was viral internationally. It says there is an entire industry of true crime would-be sleuths posting all kinds of information on the internet. And the way they say that is like patronizing or whatever, but yeah, so what? Anyway, Upchurch, this is interesting. He did not previously cover true crime. He kind of, like how SF Investigates kind of implied, Upchurch kind of made his true crime name off this story. That's how they're describing it. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't follow this case along. So if, people who did, y'all can let me know in the live chat or the comments, is this true? Is this a misrepresentation? So he had not previously participated in the so-called true crime genre on YouTube. He began to do so as the Kylie Rodney case became, quote, news. Okay, but I don't know why they're putting all this in quotes. It was news. It certainly was news. Kylie disappeared after a party near Tahoe National Forest on August 6th, 2022. In the weeks following her disappearance, numerous online posters began wildly speculating as to what really happened to Kylie. As it would ultimately turn out, she died from drowning when her vehicle crashed into the Prosser Reservoir and became submerged below 14 feet of water. No foul play was suspected. But this all came later, right? So they're kind of like in the moment, right? We're on August 6th, 2022. We didn't know exactly what happened yet, and people began, quote, wildly speculating as to what happened. Where is she? Then she was found in the bottom of the lake, and people still speculated what happened to her. Ryan was a prominent figure in this wild speculation. After Kylie's body had been found, and after authorities had publicly stated that an autopsy had confirmed that it was Kylie Rodni, Upchurch uploaded several videos making outlandish claims, including that Kylie Rodni, Daniel Rodni, and David Robertson all were not real, and that the entire tragic episode was a scam by Kylie's family to raise money on a GoFundMe website. Ryan Upchurch also published images of the dad, the grandpa, and he published the dad's former home address to his 3 million subscribers. I don't really care. Like, his former home address, what does it have to do with him? He don't live there no more, so why? He lost. Ryan Upchurch lost. I'm not over here trying to take up for him or defend him at all whatsoever. But I take each fact as it comes, and I try to be very, very unbiased if possible. Who cares if they posted my former address? So I don't live there no more. The person who lives there now might want to sue. That's a different story. But anyway. Paragraph 11, Mr. Upchurch has a loyal following of viewers who refer to themselves as the Creek Squad. Okay, the Creek Squad. I don't have a loyal army or whatever. You remember whenever they tried to do this to me? Like, the crazy thing, though, the reason that I wanted to cover this really is a little bit of a personal bias, because I have been sued for, like I said, for defamation by, liars and lunatics, or a liar and lunatic. And this lawsuit against Ryan Upchurch that he did lose reads like almost point for point like the lawsuit against me. The issue is the actual activities that he did, I didn't do. So they were like basically lying, trying to make it seem like I did stuff I didn't do. And put a 2 in the chat if y'all remember that surprise army and the whole, like, literally, I believe paid or enlisted or recruited in some way clowns who had started a Discord called That Surprise Army, and they started a Reddit called That Surprise Army. And then I never went on that Discord, not one time. I never logged into the Discord once, never logged into it. It wasn't my Discord. I didn't make it. I didn't direct them to make it. I never logged in. And then once I got wind of what they were doing, I actually told y'all on my, oh wow, Down the Rabbit Hole News, no way. I'm going to get to that comment. I just want to finish this thought. So these people had basically created like I think like what they wanted to be like this. Like, I think they were trying to go for this, so they could put it in a lawsuit. That's my opinion. That's my belief. That's what I think. I'm not saying it's a fact. But let's say I did log in to that Discord. Let's say I did log in and said, oh, hey, everybody. Shout out to That Surprise Army. Y'all are the soldiers in the war of That Surprise Army. Go hunt down somebody. Go to somebody's house. Find this person's address. Well, then they would have been able to use that against me in that lawsuit. Shout out to Rabbit. Thank you for the $5 super chat. She said, girl, I woke up and realized this is the highest lawsuit on YouTube for damages. 4 times higher than Cardi B and Tasha K. And that's the thing. Like, I certainly do not think it is okay to on purpose lie about someone. And I don't think it's okay to present speculations and theories like it for sure it's a fact. That's why y'all hear me say so much. That's why I have that banner down below. Don't contact anybody mentioned in these videos. Don't send any hate. This is an opinion. This is not legal advice. This is not medical advice. I do not want anybody to construe anything that I'm over here yapping about as I'm saying it's a fact, unless I have the source that I'm basing the fact on right up next to it, and then y'all can just take the source's word for it. But Tasha K is in a world of trouble. She owes Cardi B, $1 million more, I think $4 million, I don't know, a lot. And it's like she keeps going back to talk about more things. They keep going to more court. It's crazy. It's insane. And so I don't think that what happened to Milagro Cooper, for example, was fair. I don't think that lawsuit turned out to be very fair. But hey, look, I wasn't on the jury. I wasn't in the courtroom. They didn't air the trial. So what do I know? You know, I don't really think that it's fair what happened to me. I don't think you should be able to sue somebody for free speech and not have to pay every single penny that they had to come out of pocket. But at the same time, there really is real defamation. And obviously, and there really are people who lie on other people. It's happened to me. If I had unlimited money, I would have been sued some of these bitches. I'm just saying. So I can kind of see both sides. I can see both sides for sure. And not every YouTuber defamation case is created equally. I'll say that. And thank you for that $5 super chat. Rabbit. Shout out to Rabbit in the chat. Okay. So we're reading the complaint from 2023. This has now been decided by a jury. Verdict. He's liable. He owes millions and millions. But this is what the initial complaint allegations were against Ryan Upchurch. He directed the Creek Squad to search for Kylie's vehicle. He posted Google Earth images of Daniel Rodney's former home, falsely stating that he had found Kylie's car there, while generating hundreds of thousands of views on his videos. So this is another one they always want to put in these YouTuber. We need a YouTuber defamation case bingo card. How many views did the videos get? Relating to Kylie's disappearance, Upchurch promoted his own music. Oh, they said that about me too. She's making music about it. She made music videos about it. Me. Now again, he's done lost. All right. This isn't the same thing happened to me because I won 3 times. It's not up for debate whether I won. I won once, it was dismissed without prejudice. I won twice, it was dismissed without prejudice. I won the 3rd time, it was dismissed with prejudice. So she cannot sue me for it again. And then she appealed it, and now it's in the appeals court. But she bitched about this too. That's why I said when I was going through this, it was like point for point for point, everything they tried to say about me in the lawsuit that I won. But this one, you know, the problem is he actually probably did do some of this stuff, which the jury didn't take kindly to and which turned out to be defamatory. He often would upload new music content between videos on the Kylie Rodney case. Now, the dad essentially went into hiding, and again, same thing Lima said, right? She's had to go into hiding from public life. Her investors backed down and made substantial investments in home security. She had to hire security, but she's so broke she can't afford rent, but she has money for security. I don't know how that worked. But anyway, this isn't about me. This isn't about my case. It's about Daniel Rodney hiring security. And maybe he did have to hire the security. You know, I don't know. I wasn't there. Now, several of Upchurch's followers, the so-called Creek Squad members, made outlandish videos of their own. Rabbit, are you in the chat right now still? Rabbit, was Carney the Clown one of the people that made videos? Was he one of the... Did you say you had seen him in the Upchurch stuff before? I feel like Carney the Clown, one of the lunatics who lied about me on the hit piece HBO documentary, I feel like he was also involved in this Upchurch stuff. If Rabbit's in the chat or if anybody knows, let me know. Because he deletes his videos when he gets new assignments, in my opinion, when he gets new assignments. Barbie said, I'm part of the Creek Squad. I didn't look for anybody. Upchurch has no cult. We're country people who dig his music. And that's another thing too, Barbed Wire Barbie, I gotta say, I am inclined to believe it because now I have seen that is exactly what that Carney the Clown says about me, is that I'm a cult leader. A cult leader? When have I told y'all what to do other than get off my channel if you don't like what I'm saying? I don't tell people what to do. Other than leave me alone and get off my channel. So if I'm pushing people away, how is it a cult? If we have no meeting place, I don't even have a Discord. Every freaking YouTuber on YouTube got a Discord. I don't. How am I a cult leader? But that's what they say. And that's what they lied and said on the HBO documentary, that I have a cult-like following. What the f does that even mean? They use it against all of us. Now, again, I'm not necessarily defending Ryan Upchurch. I did not follow this case. I do not know anything about it. Okay, so please don't take this as I'm saying like me and Ryan Upchurch are the same or anything like that. I'm just reading the complaint as if, you know, I'm just seeing it for the first time. The clown was everywhere. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, he's everywhere. And he is unfreaking hinged. Conservatorship or jail might apply there. That's all I'll say. There are some that did actually go after people, and I'm sure, and who knows, who that was. What I will say is this: unless you have a video of a content creator actually saying, hey, everybody, pick up your phone and call and send hate, or go to their house, or act insane, I think whoever does the action should be the one held responsible. So if it's somebody's follower, I can't control what people that happen to watch my videos go out and do in the world. Again, I always put these disclaimers: do not contact anybody. This is not the purpose of it. I don't believe in violence, et cetera, et cetera. But if it really is the Creek Squad doing all these things, the Creek Squad should have got sued too. That's just common sense. That's my opinion. One self-admitted Creek Squad member named Julio made several videos under the moniker An All-American Cartel, LLC. Girl, why are you calling yourself cartel? That don't help. That don't help nobody. But again, they said this in my lawsuit. One person made that surprise army purporting to act on the behalf. No, bitch, no. I actually told them that I ain't in no army. I don't have no army. Anyway, so this cartel guy, All American Cartel LLC, calling himself the cartel, girl, stop. Julio posted videos of the Lost Trail Lodge, a vacation resort operated by David Robertson. So what? In one of these videos, he speculated that the Rodney Robertson family was performing child sacrifices. Speculated. Well, speculation is not defamation. So a lot of this stuff I don't think actually has anything to do with defamation. I think the strongest defamation, we're only on the 4th page of the complaint. We have many more to go. But so far, the only thing that I could really see is defamation is when Ryan Upchurch said that the family was scamming, because that is accusing them of committing crimes. And if you accuse somebody of committing a crime, as if it is a fact, not as if it is your opinion. You can say, it's my opinion, they're scamming. It's my opinion, my psychic vision from the Lord. But what do I know? This is not legal advice, by the way. But once you say, yep, it's a scam, you get sued. And you did see CoffeeZilla is all wrapped up in a lawsuit himself for saying things were scams as fact, when in fact he did not know for sure if it was a scam or not. It was really just his belief and opinion. Do not send hate or contact anyone mentioned in this stream. Yep. Just reading some of y'all's comments. That didn't help anyone, and it looks weird, almost deliberate. I'm in Australia. Okay. Yeah, it does look weird. Things look weird for sure. You can watch the decline happen in mental state in his videos. He needs help. He went after Jelly Roll and Bunny. I mean, girl, I try to stay out of all that, truly. Like, I'm not trying to be in the YouTuber wars. Like, y'all might have noticed recently, there was the whole JLR investigates thing. I didn't even comment on it, and I don't plan to. Actually sad. I really pushed his music, but then he turned weird. Maybe he's doing substances, somebody said. I don't know. I've never even watched a single one of his videos, if we're being honest. But I do like to read these YouTuber defamation cases, especially where there's a $17 million reward, or award, rather. Okay, so this cartel guy is like, maybe they're performing child sacrifices, and it sounds very much like what that Carney and that Brenon were doing. Like, they were taking the things I was saying, which were like, why did Lima lie about how someone died, and taking it into woo-woo land. There was high priestesses. It was very strange, and I renounced them instantaneously, or denounced them, whatever you want to call it, when I realized what they were doing. They were basically trying to make it seem like I was saying stuff I wasn't. Like, I know I get a little woo-woo over here. Like, I'd get a little message from the mothership over here, but it was weird what those freaks were doing, and it kind of looks like something similar started happening in the Upchurch thing. It was like, oh, they're doing child sacrifices, according to a so-called self-admitted Creek Squad member named Julio, doing business under the moniker An All-American Cartel LLC. Then again, several Creek Squad members flooded the lodge's interest profiles with negative online reviews. Again, I know Ryan Upchurch does have his part to play here. I know that a jury has found that he did defame this family, and I want to be respectful to that, and I want to acknowledge that. I also want to acknowledge that I'm not up to speed in any way on this case, but I don't really like how what is the freak does the Creek Squad? Somebody could go blow up a building next door and say that I told him to do it, and I never talked to them in my life. What's to stop somebody from doing something crazy and saying you told him to do it? Or a fellow church congregant or someone that goes to their book club. It's like, if somebody was speculating about child sacrifice, why did that person not get sued? If somebody flooded the lodge's internet profiles with negative online reviews because of something Julio posted, why is Julio not the one getting sued? Unless they have some proof that Ryan Upchurch told Julio to do that. Anyway, moving on. Several Creek Squad members flooded the internet profiles with negative reviews. The negative attention directed to the grandfather and his lodge caused him to suffer financial losses. Wait, is this Lost Trail Lodge a Mason Lodge? Hold on, let me look that up. I'm not going to pull it up here on the screen. I don't want to get sued. Lost Trail Lodge. Oh, it's just a lodge. Lake Tahoe. So what is it? Communal, adventure-ready, designed for groups that want to stay deep in the mountains together. The entire lodge is yours with private rooms, full bathrooms. So it's basically a really fancy Airbnb. Okay, so it's not a Freemason lodge. Instant denouncement, renouncement, and all of it. Thank you, Lindsay, for the $1.99 super chat. No. And if any of y'all do anything crazy and say that I told you to do it, I will testify against you. And I hope you go to jail because you're putting liability on me too by even acting like that. Huh? It's just a lodge for skiing and fun. Got it. Shout out to the Finnish cousins in the chat. When I went to Finland, they thought I was from there. I was like, oh no, girl, I'm American. I don't speak Finnish. Hello from Finland. Just got my first henna tattoo from an artist from India, and I love it. Oh my God, I love henna. I'm doing good. How's everybody doing? Okay, back to the Ryan Upchurch complaint. Oh wait, we already read that. Okay, David. Okay, the negative attention directed to David Robertson and his lodge caused him to suffer financial losses. David Robertson and Daniel Rodney have each experienced extreme emotional distress attributable to Upchurch's postings, compounding their already profound grief at the tragic loss of their granddaughter and daughter. That is very sad. This lawsuit seeks to hold Upchurch accountable for his tortious actions and intentional misconduct, as outlined below. They get into the parties, which we already know. David and Daniel live in California. Ryan Upchurch lives in Tennessee. This court has jurisdiction. Okay. Then the complaint gets into the facts, the factual background as described by the family members, the two family members suing of Kylie Rodney. They say Kylie disappeared August 6, 2022, about 4 years ago now. Her disappearance became international news. It's interesting they didn't put news in quotes on this one. On August 7th, so one day later, family of Kylie's mother, a woman by the name of Lindsay Neiman, created a GoFundMe page. Okay, so Kylie's aunt. And the GoFundMe page was entitled Support for the Family of Kylie Rodney. Okay, so she disappeared August 6th. August 7th, a GoFundMe pops up. Now, I do have to wonder, and I can understand if there were people wondering. I'm wondering why. Your family member went missing. What do you need money for? Now, if it was like she died, we found out she died, she was found dead. We need money for the funeral. We need money for, whatever. But like, what do you need money for one day after somebody disappears? Like if my family member disappears, I'm not starting a GoFundMe the next day. I'm looking for them. So I don't know what that was about. But I think Ryan Upchurch, took it a step further by saying it's obviously a scam. I don't know if it's obviously a scam. It's just a question. It's not a statement of fact. I'm just asking. Why? Maybe some of y'all know who actually followed the case. But like if I'm just brand new to this case, which I am. She disappeared yesterday and y'all are making GoFundMes? That's weird. I don't know why. Yeah, Doc Tar, if you need to go to sleep, you should go to sleep. Maybe you can catch the replay. I'm not going to be rushing my way through things because people need to go to sleep, but I'll get to Heffy next. Whenever I get to it, I get to it. Okay, so the aunt started a GoFundMe one day after Kylie went missing for whatever reason. The plaintiffs are members of the family. Okay, so they're family members. Okay. So Upchurch posts his first video about Kylie on August 13th, 2022. And this part is so weird. He then soon accuses fellow YouTubers of being involved in Kylie's death. This is so weird. And what I will say is one of the YouTubers he accused is one of these switch up, change up freaks. I'm not going to mention names, and if y'all can guess who it is, please don't. I'm not trying to start drama. I already told y'all I don't want to be involved in YouTuber drama, but I will say I was like publicly friendly with one of these YouTubers on someone else's channel. Mutually, you know, we were like, oh, cool, like I like your content. I was like, oh, I never heard of you before, but cool, like I like your channel, whatever. And everything was fine. Like I thought we were like, you know, social acquaintances, and we, you know, not liked each other. I was like literally on like one live with this person, this YouTuber, one time. But it's one of these YouTubers in this Kylie Rodney case. And it's just strange to me because all of a sudden one day he decided he wanted to start piping up on Twitter against me and my opinion about Erica Kirk. Like I was tweeting about Erica Kirk a few months ago because, I mean, obvious reasons. And this person who's a YouTuber, one of the ones accused, one of these ones that we're talking about right here, and this accuses fellow YouTubers of involvement, one of those YouTubers just like on Twitter publicly like hits me with this change up. Like, why are you, I don't even remember what it was, something about Erica Kirk. And I said, look, you better be lucky we got a mutual friend, and I'm just about to just block you instead of saying what I really want to say about you. But it's just, you know, the web keeps webbing everywhere. So, okay, so we're here. Upchurch posts his first video about Kylie on August 13th, 2022, and soon accuses fellow YouTubers of being involved in Kylie's death. See, this don't make sense to me because on the one hand, he's saying Kylie Rodney is fake and not real and doesn't exist. On the other hand, he's saying she is real, she does exist, she did get killed, but it was fellow YouTubers who did it. I'm confused. No, Adam was not arrested. It was Aunt Heffy. Okay, so Ryan began posting about Kylie on YouTube on August 13th, 2022. So about a week after she disappeared and about, you know, a week-ish after the GoFundMe was started. At this time, the whereabouts of Kylie were unknown. So at this time, during this brief period of a few weeks, nobody knew where she was. She just disappeared, and they were raising money. In these videos, Upchurch offered, quote, outlandish theories of the truth of what happened to Kylie Rodney. Now, whether you like it or not, so what? That is legal, especially where someone is actually missing. Sometimes the most outlandish theories of all are what ended up happening. I mean, put a 3 in the chat if you ever watched Criminal Minds. I remember there being an episode, some man would break people's bones and turn them into marionette ballerinas. I remember one episode where this guy was keeping a slave up under his bed in a locked box. So outlandish things happen. All right. Parents sell their children. Parents do other things to their children. Really outlandish things happen. So if she was literally still missing, I think all outlandish theories are fair game. That's my opinion. In the time she was actually missing. Now you will see, spoiler alert, my opinion will change once the actual authorities start to say, no, we found her. This is really her. We identified her. We got the cause of death. Now, I think after that, you're still coming up with all the outlandish theories like she's fake and don't exist. I can understand how you're opening yourself up for some liability. The lawsuit, the complaint goes on. Upchurch initially theorized that a person named Ronnie, who was a caller to a YouTube show hosted by YouTuber Ikdamel, it was a red herring and a made-up character. Okay, so some guy named Ronnie calls into a YouTube show and wait. Red flag, Ronnie number 2. I don't know. I'm not into the detail. I'm not into the details. So I'm not exactly sure what this is, but we'll just keep moving forward. In a comment reply to this video, red flag, Ronnie number 2, a YouTube user. Okay, same thing here. Oh my God. I need to do like I have to do a bingo card one day, y'all. Some random YouTube user comments, be careful, you're going to get sued for slander for real. And I'm wondering who the YouTube commenter was. Was it some plant? Was it some Jed Wallace type of deployment? Girl, I don't know. I'm just wondering. I'm just asking questions. I don't know. It's not a fact. But anyway, some random YouTube commenter is like, dude, be careful. You gonna get sued for slander. And Ryan Upchurch said they could slander these nuts. LOL. This like reads like my lawsuit so far, except I didn't defame anybody, and apparently Ryan Upchurch did. People are saying they remember the episode of Criminal Minds. And those are based on real like crimes that happened. Anyway, in a video posted on August 20th, so about 2 weeks after Kylie goes missing, I think she still was missing at this point, Upchurch accused or claimed that various other YouTube true crime would-be sleuths, including Xana May X, Iked Mel, were responsible for or somehow involved in Kylie Rodney's death. So Upchurch is like, oh, Iked Mel did it and Xana May did it. In the video entitled Exactly What I Think Happened to Kylie Rodney, Upchurch suggested that Xana May X and Iked Mel were responsible for the disappearance of Kylie Rodney. He said, if you look at the timeline of Kylie being there, Ronnie's seeing that, and her, Xana May, having a video of the party, isn't it possible that they took her, which is why no kids seen this? And if that's what's happened, that would explain why Iked Mel is acting crazy and being like, look, Ronnie is real. This is crazy. This is cuckoo, in my opinion. However, so far, it doesn't look like he's making any actual claims. It does look like he is speculating, which is not in and of itself defamation. Again, I think the most defamatory thing I've seen in the first 8 pages is that he said scam. They were scamming. The same day, August 20th, is a couple weeks after Kylie went missing. I think she still was technically missing at this time. Upchurch uploaded a different video, wildly speculating that Iked Mel was a S trafficking code word. Interesting. Accusing other YouTubers of being S traffickers. That's crazy. Kylie Rodney's body was then discovered the next day, August 21st, 2022. That day, authorities publicly confirmed. Okay, so this is where things start to turn around for me, in my opinion. This is my opinion. Because when somebody's missing, I think it's actually in the public interest and in the interest of everyone and the interest of justice for people to speculate what it could be. Because we all need to try to find the person missing, especially just a minor. But the authorities found her body, or someone found her body, was discovered. I think it was a YouTuber. I think a YouTuber found her body. Which is actually what I will say is, I'm trying to be careful here because I don't want anything that I'm saying to be misconstrued as defending Ryan Upchurch. I don't know enough about the case, all right? But Ryan Upchurch was accusing YouTubers of being involved, right? The YouTuber had this video. The YouTuber did that. The YouTuber did this. Seems crazy. But you know what also seems crazy? That a YouTuber would be the one to find Kylie's body before the cops. And that apparently happened in this case. So if YouTubers are finding the body, I mean, I could, not that I could understand, but it kind of starts to make more sense that YouTubers are involved in this somehow. Like that someone would think that, because YouTubers did find the body. Like, that's pretty insane. I mean, it's a good thing. I'm glad somebody found the body. Anyway, so that day, authorities publicly confirmed the body was, quote, more than likely Kylie, but an autopsy hadn't been done. It had been ordered to confirm the identity. Just 2 days later, the 23rd of August, 2022, authorities did confirm the identity of Kylie Rodney. So, yep, remember 2 days ago we said it was more than likely Kylie? Well, it is her. Okay, I've confirmed her identity August 23rd, 2022. The Placer County California Sheriff's Office posted the following statement to the sheriff's public Facebook page on August 23rd, the day that her identity was identified. Today, an autopsy was conducted on the deceased individual who was found at the Prosser Reservoir on Sunday, August 21st. The Nevada County Sheriff Coroner has identified the decedent as 16-year-old Kylie Rodney of Truckee, California. The Placer County Sheriff's Office and the Nevada County Sheriff's Office are in communication with Kylie's family and offer our deepest condolences to them during this extremely difficult time. This is an ongoing investigation and no other information is available at this time. The Sheriff's Office attached the below image to the Facebook post. The image reads, "Identity of Kylie Rodney confirmed." That is very sad. Poor girl. The Placer County Sheriff's Office publicly stated the Sheriff's Office was in communication with Kylie's family and offered their deepest condolences to them during this extremely difficult time. On August 22nd, 2022, 082222, Kylie's family released their own public statement, and this was widely reported. In the statement, the family asked for privacy to grieve. Kindly excuse us as we retreat and dance privately to Life's song while we celebrate our daughter's spirit and heal our souls. So they asked for privacy. Here's the statement below if y'all want to pause and read it. On August 22nd, that same day, when was this? Yeah, that same day, and it was the day after her body was found, which was on the 21st. So on the 22nd, Upchurch posted a video, which he appeared to express his condolences to Kylie's mom, her family, and her friends. Upon information and belief, he was aware on August 22nd, the day he made that video, that the authorities had stated they recovered a body that was more than likely Kylie. In the same video, he appeared to criticize other YouTubers for capitalizing on Kylie's case to promote themselves, which is very interesting to me because it seems like that's what he was doing too. 2 days later, he uploaded a video promoting his own music. A music video called Superstar. So on August 29th, about a week later, and about a week after Kylie's body had been found, and after authorities had publicly confirmed it was Kylie for sure, and after Kylie's family had released a public statement, Upchurch uploaded a video called Zero Proof of the Kylie Rodney situation being real. In this video, he said, "Everyone telling me I should be ashamed of myself. How dare you? Oh, this is faked. Show me that it's real. Show me proof of Kylie Rodney." In the same video, he suggested Kylie's case was a scam to raise money through GoFundMe. This is the quote. "Do you realize that you can be a millionaire on GoFundMe by catfishing people with internet deaths? You could do it fast as F. Look at the Kylie Rodney GoFundMe. It made $63,000 in the past 7 days. That's one GoFundMe for Kylie Rodney. If you have 5 GoFundMes for each individual person that you catfish, fake a death with, all you need is 3 people, 3 viral stories. You're a millionaire in 2 weeks. Now, that might raise red flags." This is a quote. I'm reading a quote, by the way. "There might be discrepancies in you getting your money, but you see how I just said that and explained that? That will be taken and interpreted by people who are in on the scheme." Okay, scheme and scam are those words. And they're going to get a cut of the money. I mean, why wouldn't they defend it? It's free money. Free money, and gets the heat off you because everyone's looking for a BS person that you made up. Because what? Because you pushed a car in the lake? He said, "Show me real proof of Kylie existing. Show me anything that indicates this is real." You can't, because it ain't. It's a scam, said Ryan Upchurch. This video had 246,835 views as of July 24, 2023. And they say in the lawsuit, Kylie Rodney was a real person. On September 1st, 2022, so about a month after she went missing, Upchurch posted a video called "Found Another Picture of Kylie's CRV on Google Earth. This video was a phone screen recording of Upchurch performing internet searches relating to Daniel Rodney. In this video, Upchurch searched for Kylie Rodney's dad, Daniel Rodney, and posted a phone number and address for him. He also posted a Google Earth recording purporting to locate Daniel Rodney's home. Upchurch zoomed into a pixelated image. Per the title of the video was another picture of Kylie's CRV. That video had 146,000 views at the time of the filing. All this is public information. You can't sue somebody for that. As a result of this video and the ensuing negative attention he received, Daniel, the dad, essentially went into hiding and made substantial investments in home security, surveillance, cameras, etc. 2 days later, still about a month after Kylie went missing, Upchurch uploaded a video called Kylie Rodney, Random Access Memory, #Kylie Rodney. Now, in this video, the theories start to get a little more, I don't know what to say, involved, attenuated. I don't really know. He says, quote, Kylie Rodney is not Kylie Rodney. What? Kylie Rodney is Callie Ross. Callie Ross' dad is fake. Kylie Rodney's grandpa, what? I'm glad I didn't follow this case because I would have been confused as hell. So if you look at Kylie, Kiely, and you look at her situation and who's around her, look at the grandpa. This is a quote from Ryan Upchurch. Okay, I'm not saying this. This is a quote from a lawsuit I'm reading. Because the grandpa on Kylie, Kiely's page is the dad. Oh, that's interesting. The grandpa on Kylie's page is the dad on Callie's page. In this video, Upchurch posted photographs of plaintiff David Robertson with quotation marks around the phrases Kylie Rodney's grandpa, Kylie's grandpa. Here's the screenshot. Kylie Rodney's grandpa, quote, quote, Kylie's grandpa. This video had 241,454 views at the time of this filing. So on that same day, September 3rd, 2022, Upchurch uploaded a YouTube short called Kylie Rodney is actually a woman named Callie Ross. Video coming in an hour. In this video, Upchurch asserted that Kylie Rodney, Daniel Rodney, David Robertson, and Kylie's mom were not real. Specifically, he said, quote, I would not say this. This is where he started to get in trouble, in my opinion. See, I've been saying other stuff. So what? Who cares? You can do that. That's public record. But this right here, this starts to border on what I think the jury was like, look, you can't deny it, like of the defamation. He said, I wouldn't say this unless I was 100% confident, he said. Quote, Kylie Rodney is not real. Her grandfather is not real. Her dad is not real. Her mom is not real. This is a quote. I'm not saying this. I'm reading from the complaint. Quote, all the pictures and videos you're seeing of this Kylie Rodney person are actually pictures and videos from someone else named Callie. And they're all 5 to 7 years old. Oh my. This video has 324,144 views at the time of this filing. So a few days later, 4 days or so later, September 7, 2022, Upchurch uploaded a video called, quote, still no pictures of Kylie Rodney at this party. In this video, Upchurch stated, quote, it's been what? Like 4 days since I made an update video on the Kylie Rodney case? Man, the comments are just, this is a quote, flooded with snotty-nosed effing idiots. When you gonna give that apology? When you gonna give that apology? He said, never. There you go. Does that make you happy? Probably not. You're probably effing tearing up your whole room right now. This sounds like Carney the Clown. Do they have the same scriptwriter? I need to know. Quote, I don't care, Upchurch said. I still think the exact same thing. This I don't think is defamation. I'm not apologizing because I think. You can't lose on a defamation case for something you think. But you know what I think was a big problem for him? This. I'm 100% confident. He later ties it up by saying, I ain't going to apologize because I think the same thing. He said, I don't know why everybody's in my comments being like, why'd you change your story again? No, it's still the same story. I still think it's BS. Still not buying it, just not. This right here, I think, got him in a lot of trouble right here. This, I'm 100% confident. If he would have just said, this is what I think and believe, this is not a fact, you know, I don't know what else to tell you, is what I think and believe, I don't think you would have been able to get in as much trouble. But now that he's saying it's 100%, he's 100% confident, Kylie's not real, the grandpa's not real, the dad's not real, the mom's not real, all the pictures and videos are not even of her, and I'm 100% confident, I think that's what got him in some trouble. One of the things. Okay. So moving on, now we're on paragraph 74. In this video, Upchurch again directly referred to the grandpa, saying, quote, the grandpa. Why is the grandpa on Facebook and YouTube telling people in the comments, leave me alone? What? Okay, well, that's a silly question. I can definitely see why the grandpa, who had just lost his granddaughter in a high-profile case, would want to be left alone. I think that's fine. Put a 4 in the chat if you can reasonably see why the grandpa would be telling people leave him alone. The video has 122,624 views at the time of the filing. Upchurch continued to post about the Kiely Rodni case as late as December. So 3 months after, almost 4 months after Kiely disappeared. And what's his name? Upchurch is still posting about it, which in and of itself is fine. He's allowed to post about it. Many hundreds of people, if not thousands, posted about the case. And many hundreds or thousands of people were really concerned about it. They weren't going after the family or anything like that. Some possibly were, which also in some ways is allowed. But he kept posting about it, and then he uploaded a video called Kiely Rodni, Only Logic, Part 1. In this video, he said, quote, let's be honest with ourself. At this point in the video, there's nothing to lead me to believe that this person is real, the Kiely Rodni person. There's nothing that shows me she's real yet. In this video, Upchurch also reiterated his, quote, theory that Kiely Rodni was actually and in fact another girl named Callie Ross. So that was his theory. He had thought that Kiely Rodni was fake, but there was a real person named Callie Ross. In a comment section to this video, a YouTuber named Steve's Random Adventures 9066 said, so basically you want everybody to believe you, even though you have zero proof, and you're claiming this girl doesn't even exist, yet you're on here saying you're not going to believe anybody else because they don't have proof. Streaming revenue must be going down. Upchurch said, nope, actually, it's at an all-time high. He should not have said that. And I'm making an insane amount of money, which is why I'm flopping my blank on the table and trying to fight corruption, because I'm a good guy and I'm rich. Oh my. Oh my. Fighting evil that is rich. I'm a good guy. I'm a good lady over here and I'm not rich, and I still have to fight the rich people, and it's not a lucrative. I'm not making an all-time high of money. I'll tell you that. Anyway, he said that's what I do. A photo of the exchange is below, so y'all can pause and read that. Okay. So then the lawsuit, that was the facts, the relevant facts section. And I want to remind everybody, if I didn't already say it, maybe it's not a reminder, but I want to just clarify for completeness. Everything that we're reading in here is only from one perspective. This is not from Upchurch's perspective. This case, this complaint that we're reading right now, the first thing that was filed in the lawsuit, this is the lawsuit basically, is all coming from the perspective of Kylie's grandpa and dad. They're the plaintiffs here. So this is their version of events. So they just got done with their version of the facts, and now it moves forward to the causes of action, number 1 being defamation. In addition to the statements described above, plaintiffs submit a video montage of various defamatory statements made by Upchurch in his videos. He published several statements of and concerning both the plaintiffs in this case, the dad and the grandpa, through the broadcasting of his YouTube videos relating to the Kiely Rodni case, his false claims that Kiely Rodni was not real, David Robertson was not real, and Daniel Rodni were not real, defamed the plaintiffs. This is their claims, and it seems like a jury has agreed with them. Upchurch's false claims that Kiely was a BS person and that her disappearance was a scam to raise money defamed the plaintiffs. His false claims that plaintiffs were in fact relatives of a person named Callie Ross implied that plaintiffs were so-called actors pretending to be someone other than who they in fact were was defamatory, according to this lawsuit. Upchurch's false claims that plaintiffs were involved in a scheme to catfish, fake a death, defamed the plaintiffs, according to them. And as a result of these statements, plaintiffs suffered reputational injury, financial losses, and emotional distress. Upchurch made each of the above statements only after authorities publicly identified Kylie Rodney and confirmed her identity. So I think it is important, and I did kind of anticipate this, that the lawsuit itself doesn't cover anything he said before Kylie's identity was confirmed by authorities. And that's what I said. I said, when somebody's still missing, they don't know who it is. I think the outlandish theories are just fine. Everything could help to find the person. But once the person is found, identified, police have identified her, coroners have put out coroner reports, there's only so much you could really do and say as if it's a fact. You can still say, I don't believe the corrupt coroner, in my opinion, but you always have to acknowledge that at the very least, the public record doesn't really agree with you. And this has happened to me before. The Tupac case, for example, I don't think we really ever got a true full investigation there. We could go into many things. All right. I won't speculate anymore, but y'all have heard me do it before. Freedom of speech is a right. Freedom from consequences is not. Sure, but if the consequence is you're going and running to the courthouse and bitching over something that's just free speech, then I don't think there should be consequence of having to pay millions of dollars to defend your free speech rights. And to be very clear, I'm not saying that about Upchurch. I'm saying that as a victim of lawfare. I mean, it's over $1 million at this point. I feel like at this point, I haven't even added it all up, but over $1 million I have had to have as a consequence of saying some true shit and some opinions and beliefs that I was allowed to say. And I don't like, I'm kind of soured, to be honest, Texas Woman 1967, on this little freedom from consequences, because it's like, all right, bitch, like y'all come out here and just get sued for, have to pay out over $1 million for saying some shit you were allowed to say that the founding fathers gave you the right to say. It's just like a bitchy Karen thing to say. I'm over it since I've been victimized by unconstitutional, in my opinion, lawfare. Anyway, I strongly believe that vengeance is mine, said the Lord, and I was doing all of the things that I did for the right reasons and with a good and pure heart to get closer to the truth and justice for Amanda Rabb and Bam Margera and Dahlia and Dia. If they're even real, let's not start that. I don't want to get upchurched, but I firmly and strongly believe that justice is always going to be falling in my favor because of this situation. Yeah, it is. It's like close to $1 million. Brother. Yep, it is. Yes, Stino, it's close to $1 million. Yep. Legal fund linked below. Anyway, okay. Upchurch made each of the above statements only after the officials came out and confirmed that it was her. She died. Yes, it's her. We identified her, all that. He thus made his false and defamatory publications with reckless disregard for the falsity of the statement. This brings in the actual malice standard. At a minimum, Upchurch acted with negligence in failing to ascertain the truth of the false statements he published. I'm going to cross this out because this isn't an accurate statement of the law. You have no duty to investigate, especially if you're just a YouTuber. Maybe if you're the New York Times, maybe if you're presenting something as if it's a fact, maybe if you on purpose avoid learning the truth, but you have no duty to investigate before you state your opinion on something. Okay, so the second thing they sue for is not just defamation, but also false light invasion of privacy. They say for the same reasons that Upchurch may be held liable for defamation, he also can be held liable for false light invasion of privacy. His false statements concerning the plaintiffs placed them in a false light, could be highly offensive to a reasonable person. Now, I want to just say, too, I got sued for this, too, in federal court. Also, again, I won. It would be highly offensive to a reasonable person to be falsely accused of participating in a scam to profit from GoFundMe. It would be highly offensive to a reasonable person to be falsely accused of having misrepresented themselves and their identities, lying about who they are and who their loved ones are. It would be highly offensive to a reasonable person to be accused of being fake and not real while grieving the tragic death of a loved one. Or be referred to as a bullshit person, fake and not real. It would be highly offensive to a reasonable person to be called fake and not real in the days after their daughter or granddaughter suffered a tragic, fatal accident. They say Upchurch acted with reckless disregard of the truth of these statements as described above. In fact, he himself appeared to understand the statements were false. Okay, so this gets to the actual malice standard, because y'all should be able to rattle these off by now. Right, I post facts as well, and I clearly state when I am speculating. He apparently did not. Interesting. Do not send hater to or contact anybody mentioned in this video. But this right here, y'all could probably be able to rattle off the elements of a defamation claim at this point. But what is it? A statement of fact. So something presented as if it is a fact that is false. Has to be provably false as well, which is why opinions ain't defamation. How can you prove what my opinion is? You can't, because you ain't in here. So it has to be a false statement of fact, stated as if it is a fact. It has to be false. It has to be so-called published, which just means you have to say it to somebody or write it out to somebody. This could be slander or libel. Some is written, some is stated, but it's all defamation. So false statement of fact, so-called published or presented to a third party, someone else beside you, and it has to actually cause harm. But in an issue about public concern, in an issue about a public figure, especially like a politician or a president or, something very important to the public, there's another element, another prong, as it were, of defamation, and that is the so-called actual malice standard. So if you're talking about George Bush, if you're talking about Donald Trump, if you're talking about Barack Obama, and you really in your heart really believe something is true, like what was one of the ones? Obama was born in Kenya. Obama was born in Kenya was a big theory, back in years and years ago. I'm using one from a long time ago because I'm not trying to get dragged into the current politics of today at the moment, please. But in order for Barack Obama to win a defamation case for that, he would have to prove actual malice, which means he would have to prove the person who made that statement knew for sure it was false. How do you do that? Well, there's a workaround. If the person who said Barack Obama was born in Kenya, let's just say. Now, I don't know where Barack Obama was born because I wasn't there. I don't know. I don't actually really care at this point, but that's why I'm using that, because it's like, I think we can all agree that's not an issue at this moment in time. If Barack Obama was not born in Kenya, right? Like, okay, first of all, let's say Barack Obama was born in Kenya for some reason. This is hypothetical. If he was born in Kenya, then somebody coming out and saying he was born in Kenya is not defamation. Why? Pop quiz. Why? Because if he was born in Kenya, it would be true he was born in Kenya. Now, I'm not saying he was. Let's say he was born in the United States. Hawaii, wherever he was born. He was born in Hawaii, and someone said he was born in Kenya, he was born in Kenya. Well, that's false. That would be a false statement in that case. And if he was born in the United States, which Hawaii is in the United States, albeit, not the continental United States, but regardless, if somebody say, oh, he's born in Kenya, that's false, right? That was a false statement if he was born in the United States. So that doesn't end the inquiry. The person who said he was born in Kenya would have to have known he was born in the United States or that he wasn't born in Kenya. And how do you prove the person knew it or didn't know? It's hard. Well, there's also this other way that Barack Obama could possibly win, and that is to show that he sent proof of his birth certificate to the defamer. I sent him a birth certificate, official certified copy. I didn't even open it. I sent it straight to his mailbox. This is all hypothetical, by the way. And let's say the person got it. He opened it up. He opened the birth certificate. He unsealed it and he looked at it. And he still kept saying Barack Obama was born in Kenya, even though he had this birth certificate in his hand, straight from the office, the birth certificate office. Now, the person could say, I still think this is a fake birth certificate, and he's so powerful, he was the president, he can get a fake birth certificate sent. But there is this birth certificate, and they do say he was born in America, so I guess, we'll have to go with that. That would be okay. But he can't just keep pretending like he never saw the birth certificate, Because that should give a reasonable person reason to believe that Barack Obama was born in the United States. Are y'all put a 4 in the chat if you're following this hypothetical. So in that hypothetical where the person had a birth certificate in their hand, were looking at it, knew that it came from the birth certificate office, and they still keep saying he was born in Kenya, without ever telling anybody about this birth certificate, without ever taking it into consideration or ever amending what he was saying, that would satisfy the actual malice standard. Whew. That would satisfy the standard. So Barack Obama, we have a case going on right now, Brigitte Macron. Brigitte Macron sued in the United States. I think it was in Tennessee or maybe Delaware. Where was she sued in district court? Brigitte Macron. Now, Candace Owens is saying Brigitte Macron is a man and was born a man. Brigitte Macron has said, I'm not a man and I was not born a man. I was born a woman, and Candace Owens is crazy. So they sued her, and Brigitte Macron, I think her husband, the president of France, sued Candace Owens because Brigitte Macron is a international public figure in politics, and because this lawsuit is not in France, but rather in the United States, the defamation elements are going to apply as if related to public figures. False statement of fact. I don't know if Brigitte Macron is a man or was born a man or a woman. Not really my concern at this point. So I don't know if she is or isn't, but let's say she wasn't. Let's say Brigitte Macron was born a woman, or 2 X chromosomes, let's just say, and she really isn't a man, and she's never been a man, and she never lived as a man, and it's really just false what Candace Owens is saying. This is the hypothetical, okay? I don't know what happened. This was hypothetical. Let's say she really was born a girl, and she's a woman and was never a man. Here's Candace saying she's a man, she's a man, she's a man. If Candace really believes that, she's allowed to say it, as long as she's not saying, oh, I got proof. I have proof she was Brigitte is a man. I saw a picture. I saw this, that. And if she's saying that and she's not showing us the picture, that's different. But if Brigitte Macron can show that Candace Owens knows for a fact that Brigitte is a woman, always been a woman, never been a man, then she could win. So here, they have to, because this case, even though Kylie Rodney's family members are not, strictly speaking, public figures, they have not availed themselves to the public, they admit that the case was international news. So that does put it in that realm where the actual malice standard would kick in. The actual malice standard would kick in because it was a case of public importance, and not only extreme public interest, but actual importance. There was a missing child. Let's call it what it was. People were trying to find her. People were trying to make sure she wasn't abused, stuff like that. So the public had a right to talk about this, and the public had a right to talk about these people. It was international news. But the public don't have a right to make stuff up and lie. That's not a right we have, to just make stuff up and lie without consequence. So y'all like my headphones? These are like actually custom bedazzled headphones that my friend Pamela did for me. She like put each rhinestone crystal on with glue. Yeah, crazy, right? She did this microphone too. Anyway, shout out to her. I love her. So in this case, they have to prove actual malice. The plaintiffs have the burden to prove actual malice. And what is that again? That Upchurch knew or had a very strong reason to know what he was saying was false. If he knew or had a very strong reason to know, he avoided learning, something like that. But it's, people say this is a private family matter. These are grieving family. Sure, maybe so. I am sympathetic to that. I hear you. I understand that. But the case itself was international news, and the public was enlisted to try to help find Kylie. So it was an actual malice standard type of case. Upchurch appeared, this is them trying to prove actual malice here. He appeared to understand the statements were false because he previously expressed condolences to Kylie's mom in a video on August 22nd. He later then would backtrack on that and say Kylie's mom isn't real. So this is the third cause of action. The first one was defamation. The second one was false light invasion of privacy. And the third one is intentional infliction of emotional distress. His conduct, they claim in this lawsuit, in uploading his defamatory videos was intentional. He acted with reckless disregard for the falsity of his statements. He chose to target members of a grieving family who only days earlier had learned the tragic news that their 16-year-old daughter and granddaughter had died in a fatal accident. In espousing his claims, now he did lose on this, by the way, intentional infliction of emotional distress, he lost. In espousing his false claims, Upchurch capitalized on the media attention of the Kylie Rodney disappearance, and he also capitalized on it to promote his own music and capture streaming revenue from YouTube views. In fact, he openly bragged in the comments to one of these videos about making money from the Kylie Rodney case. I'm making an insane amount of money, he said. He directed his loyal, and just so y'all are aware, and just so we stay unemotional here if possible, he was allowed to make money on this, just like the New York Times can make money on ads on murder case stories, just like any and every true crime YouTuber, just like Investigation Discovery, FBI file, your NBC, ABC, LMNOP, MSNBC, TBS, CBS. I mean, you're allowed to make money off of stories of the news. I mean, if your actual job is getting on and talking about the news, sometimes the news is tragic. Sometimes somebody died. You're allowed to make money off of that. It's not like you can go to the mortgage company or the electricity company and say, I actually cover murder cases, so I don't get paid. So can you just give me my electricity for free? No, hell no. People still got to make their bills. So you're allowed to make money, but they're just trying to show he had this motivation. He had this motivation to make money off of this, and that's why he went out of his way to avoid learning the truth that she was a real person, or avoid saying the truth. He directed, this is what I never did, I denounced and renounced. He directed his loyal band of followers, the Creek Squad, to search for Kylie Rodney's car. He uploaded videos claiming to have discovered the car at the home of Daniel Rodney. As a result of these actions, Daniel Rodney was subjected to an invasion of his privacy and personal security. Upchurch's conduct, according to this lawsuit, in belittling a grieving family, accusing them of essentially being actors, faking their loved one's death to profit from a scam, to profit from GoFundMe, was outrageous conduct that no civilized society should tolerate. As a result of Upchurch's videos and statements, plaintiffs have suffered serious mental injuries, seeking therapy for psychological injuries specifically attributable as documented in the medical records to the conduct of Ryan Upchurch. And then finally, they got him for negligent infliction of emotional distress. Maybe this is the one that he lost. One of the infliction of emotional distresses he lost. I don't know if it was inflictional. I don't know if it's intentional or negligent. Could have been both. I just want to clarify because earlier I said he lost on intentional. I don't know if he did or didn't, but he did lose on one of these infliction of emotional distresses according to news reports. For the reasons stated above, he may be held liable for negligent infliction of emotional distress as a result of his video publications and false statements. Plaintiffs suffered serious mental injury as described above. And then they get into the damages. Okay, so that is that. Now, before we move to the next topic, I do want to go to the actual Pacer page for this. And I want to see, because the jury forms and the verdict form and stuff have now been uploaded. So let's see what we can see. Somebody else done sued him, Garnier. Okay. So I have the Pacer pulled up. I'm going to share my screen with you now. Okay. So Robertson et al. Versus Upchurch. Oh, not that. I don't want case summary. I want docket report. This is Pacer. Okay, so what we just read here was the complaint. There is an amended complaint here, document number 7. Document number 9. So we read the initial complaint, not the amended complaint. Obviously not going to read the amended complaint today. But then there's, all these different filings in the case that have happened. And actually today something was just entered. Okay. Wow. Okay. So this is a breaking news in the Ryan Upchurch case. This was just entered into the record today, May 20th. It's just a one page jury verdict. This action came before the court for a trial by jury. These issues have been tried, and the jury has returned its verdict. It is ordered and adjudged that the jury found in favor of the plaintiffs, the ones suing on their claims for defamation, per se, an intentional infliction of emotional distress. So intentional, not negligent. The jury awarded the dad $6.5 million in compensatory damages and $250,000 in punitive damages. The jury also awarded the grandpa $11 million in compensatory damages and $250,000 in punitive damages. The court hereby enters judgment in favor of plaintiffs against Ryan Upchurch and the amounts found by the jury. Specifically, the court enters the following judgments, awarding plaintiffs damages against the defendant as stated below. $17.5 million, oh my God, in compensatory damages against defendant, with the breakdown being $6.5 million to the dad, $11 million to the grandpa, and then $500,000 in punitive damages, which brings the total up to $18 million. This is $250,000 to the dad, $250,000 to the grandpa. So that was actually just filed today in the case, the judgment itself. Jury notes, jury verdict form, bifurcated trial, witness exhibit list, sealed exhibit review. Which one should we look at? Jury verdict form? Punitive damages, what amount? In punitive, $250,000, $250,000. Jury foreperson. Okay, that was filed 2 days ago. Let's take a look at the jury notes. Oh, we don't have permission to view this. Okay, that's sealed. Let's go to this jury verdict form. There were two of them. One was for the punitive damages. So here's the jury verdict form. Defamation per se. Do you find by a preponderance of the evidence that Mr. Upchurch is liable for defamation to Daniel Rodney? They said yes. If you answered yes to question 1, proceed to question 2. Defamation per se, actual damages. What are the actual damages? $500,000. That was to Daniel Rodney from the defamatory statements. What about assumed damages? $2 million. So they have different types of damages and they all add up. Do you find that he is liable for intentional infliction of emotional distress? Yes. $4 million to Daniel Rodney. Did his conduct cause harm to Daniel Rodney? Yes, the jury says. Did Daniel prove, the dad prove that Upchurch had acted with malice? Remember, we had to do the actual malice standard. They said yes, because he knew or should have known that what he was saying wasn't true. Do you find that he's liable to the grandpa for defamation per se? Yes. Defamation per se, actual damages, $1 million. Assumed damages, $4 million. And this is because of the defamation per se. You actually don't have to prove a lot of these special damages. The jury can just say it. They're saying, okay, so Katie said, crazy thing is Ryan could have settled for less than $1 million. This is what I've been wondering, Maiku. Can this guy even pay that? Does he have money like that? I mean, I know he's famous or whatever, but does he have money like that? What happens if you can't pay it out? I mean, girl, I don't know. I guess they start garnishing wages. I don't know. He might be able to. He did state he was making money from the situation. I mean, maybe. I don't know how much money. I've never been never been one of these YouTubers that's making millions of dollars. So I don't know how much people can be making, from stuff. And I don't know how much his music makes at all. He's apparently very successful there. What amount of money will fairly compensate the grandpa for the severe emotional distress? $6 million. That's crazy, meaning unusual. Did Mr. Upchurch's conduct cause David harm? That's the grandpa. Yes. Did he prove the actual malice? Because that was his burden. Yes. Now, just to remind y'all, this is a civil case. This is not a criminal case. So this is between essentially, private individuals. This isn't a criminal, he was accused, Ryan Upchurch wasn't accused of a crime or anything like that. So that's that on that. That's the Ryan Upchurch situation. I don't know what, if anything, else is going to come out of this case. I don't know if he'll appeal it or not, but that is an extremely steep, very expensive verdict. Okay, $18 million, pretty crazy. Now, that being said, the time has come for us to move on to the next topic, and that's going to be the no jumper young Aunt Heffy arrest. Okay. Yesterday on No Jumper, Adam 2216 Grand Mason and the rest of the motley crew announced that young Aunt Heffy had been arrested. Not only that, but that he apparently was being held on $1 million bond. Shocking to me. So, why do I care? Well, young Aunt Heffy has entered into the op chat unprovoked. Actually, it might have been slightly provoked, but it was because he was the one that said some little girls put a 5 in the chat. If you remember, some girls be fast and grown and thrust theyself into the lifestyle. It ain't everybody a victim. It ain't everybody's just a victim. Some little girls be fast and grown and thrust themselves into the lifestyle. He don't care about nothing but what the checks say. He would rather hear from a Burnett. Put a 5 in the chat. You remember him. The Mandy said, I already knew what you were going to say. So I'm just now a little interested. And we need to start. I think I'm going to call this segment That Surprise Curse. The BJC curse or something. I don't curse people. I want to be very clear. I don't curse people. I'll cuss you out. But I don't be using my powers for bad like that, because I think that it always comes back onto you like 3, 5, 10-fold. And I want to start this segment by saying don't send any hate to young Aunt Heffy. It seems like he has enough problems going on right now. Don't send any hate. Don't send any bad will. No ill thoughts to young Aunt Heffy. And I'll also say he is innocent until proven guilty. I don't know what he did. I mean, at the beginning of this live show, I didn't know what he's even really stood accused of. Oh my God, real as it gets, says, I am in the bushes on my lunch at the hospital. Oh my God, get you that fresh air, girl. Where's Tufstino? Is he in here? Tufstino said, I remember. I remember. If y'all remember in the chat. Okay. He called me a Disney frog with a wig on. Disney frog with a wig on. And he was the one that was literally croaking and has no hair. So, I mean, the irony was not lost on me. So I need to start calling it the BJC curse, That Surprise curse, because you know who else? Somebody else lately had been arrested. Remember Ratchet TV? He came out after the Diddy trial and said that I was paid by the feds. The prosecution was paying me, and I was like a plant that was planted by the feds. Girl, if I was planted by the feds, I wouldn't have been physically threatened. Violently threatened and screamed at by beasts all day. If I was being hired by the feds, they probably would have kept me a little safer at that Diddy trial in the federal courthouse. But anyway, he said that. Anyway, so a couple days ago, he got arrested. Don't come for me lest I send for you, because I was being nice to him first. Anyway, so young Aunt Heffy not only said that, then he doubled down and tried to insult me by saying that I was somehow doing something wrong by defending a little girl who was being illegally abused by grown-ups, by grown men, and probably women. So that was really always my purpose, right? Remember Nova? Put a 6 in the chat. You remember Nova? I get, upset when I think about and talk about Nova, because nobody around, it's like, let's say she was being abused and she wanted to get out of it. Who would she go to? I always say that. Her mom? No. Anybody on the No Jumper show? No. Like, who would she even go to? People like that are the ones who think that some little girls can possibly thrust their own child selves into a lifestyle at all. You can't even decide what you can major in at that age, please. So that was always my purpose, to protect not only her, but all the children who might come around these people. or be in their orbit or be talked about by these grown men and women. So that's where I was coming from the whole time. Young Aunt Heffy, instead of agreeing with me, which is supposed to be the obvious, like obviously you should agree with me, it's a little girl. Instead of doing that, he berated and belittled me and said some little girls be fast and grown and thrust themselves into the lifestyle and he don't care about nothing but what the checks say. And, and I don't understand the culture. Like as if to imply the very racist implication on his behalf that because it's black people in LA, they're allowed to, or their culture, and I know this is false, it's a racist thing that he said against black people, but he said black people in LA, that's their culture to abuse little girls. So I just don't understand the culture because I'm this white Karen, and because I don't understand the culture, which again, I know is not the culture, please. It was a racist statement on his part, but you know, ironically, he uses his racist stereotype and statement against me to say I'm being a racist because I'm not just willingly, openly ignorant. Because I'm not just willingly, openly saying like, oh yeah, if it's like black people in LA, sure, go ahead. That's your culture to abuse children. No, first of all, that's a false statement. But even if it wasn't a false statement, I'm not racist for pointing out that something's wrong with that. And I'm just not. I don't really, I mean, argue with your mom and don't argue with me. That's just the truth. Well, so yesterday on No Jumper, it was revealed or discussed that young Aunt Heffy, who don't care about nothing but what the checks say, has been arrested. Now, again, to be clear, innocent until proven guilty. Another thing, second of all, that I want to point out is, that's right, everybody, every race, I should say every race on all parts of the world, all countries, they got people abusing and they got good people. Every race, every place. The veil, they saying. Who don't care nothing but what the checks say. So they announced that he had been arrested. Now, what I want to say is a lot of stuff. But one thing, just to start out as context, young Aunt Heffy is his stage name. You know, they all got a nickname. And he goes by Aunt Heffy. So I don't know what this man's real name is. They could be making stuff up about this man. But they claim that his name is Maurice Keandre Shellman, Shelmon. Now, I did take it upon myself to look up the inmate information for him, and this was updated as of this morning. I've kept it up because I didn't want it to disappear. That has happened to me before. Somebody gets bail before I can make a video, and then their inmate form is gone. So I do want to update this after we read through it together, but I do want to be very, very clear. Maurice Keandre Shellman is a brand new name to me. It don't say young Aunt Heffy. I don't know if that's his real name. They could be making stuff up. But Maurice Bell Jeffington. So that's what No Jumper and them had said, that this was his real name. And as my brother Tough Stino had said, this does appear to add up with his pedigree information or his demographic bio information. Except he's 35. Young Aunt Heffy is my age. I thought he was about 42 and a half years old. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was many years older than me. Plural. But I guess he's 35. Born, oh man, they got him right before his birthday. Oh man, they got Heffy 5 days before his birthday, 6 days. 5'9", 260 pounds, black male, and they got him charged with a felony. Now, what felony? I don't know. Let's read through his, this is just, okay, so what are we looking at here? This is the inmate information for young Aunt Heffy. This is not his, he really is 35 years old. That is a rough 35. My God. Lindsay said, I'm 42 and a half. Well, Lindsay, I'm looking at your picture. You look younger than a Heffy. They got his birthday coming up. They got his birthday. I thought he was about 40 something too. Woo, girl. And he had the nerve to make fun of what I look like. Oh my God. Please. Anyway, look. So what are we looking at? This is not his charges. This is just showing, yes, he, as of this morning at about 3 o'clock in the morning, over their time, about 6 o'clock in the morning, Eastern, he was in the jail. Now, Where was he specifically being held was actually at the police station. So to me, again, this is me interpreting what I'm looking at. I don't have any like necessarily special knowledge, but to me, the fact that he was being held at the 77th Street LAPD police station means he has not gone to his arraignment. He has not been, he had been booked, but he hadn't been fully, like charged. He hadn't gone before a judge or anything. He was arrested at 12:50, which I think is like PM, like the middle of the day. The arresting agency 4235 and the agency description was the LAPD Robbery and Homicide Division. Now, again, this is just speculation, but the fact that he was arrested by the LAPD Robbery and Homicide Division, like remember who arrested David, or who was in charge of the investigation into David? This agency. The Robbery and Homicide, not the gang task force, the Robbery and Homicide Division. Usually, if you're arrested by and from what I understand, if you're arrested by the Robbery and Homicide Division, there was already some type of investigation going on. That's what I think. I don't know. I don't know for sure. This is just my speculation. We have to speculate right now because we really don't have all the facts. So I'm just speculating. Nothing I'm saying is facts. Other than, what you're looking at right here. This is the facts. Look at this sheet. Everything I'm kind of elaborating on is just my thoughts and opinions and what I think and my speculation. Aunt Heffy is aggravating AF, however, innocent till proven guilty. So, he's being held at the station, at least as of about 6 this morning. I am going to refresh this because many things could have happened in the past, 6, 7, whatever, how many hours it's been since I refreshed this. But that brings me to the next section here, bail. So that was the arrest section, when and where he was arrested. He was arrested yesterday, I think about 12:50 in the afternoon, like almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, not 12:50 at night. I think it would say like 23:50 if that were the case. He was booked. See how it's like 15 o'clock right here? This is like, what? Girl, I can't do this type of hours. What is 15 o'clock? It's 3:22 p.m. So they arrested him at 12:50, and then he was booked at 3:22 p.m., 6:22 p.m. Eastern. Arrested by the Robbery Homicide Division, which could mean something, could not, and he was being held at the actual police station, which to me means he did not yet go before a judge. Why? Why am I saying that? Well, because once you're arrested, maybe some of y'all got arrested for things before, maybe DUI, maybe this, maybe that. They hold you at the station till you go to court often. When you go to court, maybe your lawyer's there, maybe you represent yourself, but the judge will either decide, no, you got to go back to jail until you can have a bail hearing, or maybe it's like, it was a DUI, you're sober now, it's a whole day later, you can get out if you pay the bail, whatever. But let's say the judge decides to keep you in jail. They're not taking you back to the police station. They taking you to a real jail, and then they'll innocent bail, exactly. And then they will update, the inmate information, show where you are. So the fact he's at the police station as of 6 o'clock this morning, my time, 3 o'clock this morning, their time, I think he got arrested yesterday, held at the station, and they were waiting to go to court. Which brings me to the next section here, bail. Now, we're going to watch a little bit of this right here, 16, 17-minute clip of the feds, of the cast and crew of No Jumper talking about this, and they're going to come up with some theories and things. But before we even hear their theories, I want to get my theory very clearly laid out because I'm going to be disagreeing with some of the things they say, and it has to do with this $1 million bail amount. You see right here, let me scroll all the way to the bottom. See right here where it says case number, oh shoot, don't update. See right here where it says case number 99 asterisk asterisk star, bail amount $1 million. This indicates to me it's a placeholder because the case number is going to start with 26. The year 2026, the criminal case numbers in the LA court start with 26. So they haven't actually assigned him a case number as of 6 o'clock this morning, my time. Or 3 o'clock this morning, their time. He was just at the police station being held. Now, what's he being held for? Again, felony, but what? We don't know. Could be anything. I don't even really want to speculate on what it is. And again, I want to start all the way back at the foundation. Who in the hell is Maurice Keandre Shellman? Because I don't know for sure that that's Vale. Wah, wah. I don't know for sure that that's young Aunt Heffy. I want to be very clear. They might just be making stuff up over there. I don't know. This might be some other person unrelated. But I'm going to go with, because everybody else is reporting on this, I'm going to go with Adam 2216 Gray Mason knows his name, knows Heffy's name, and this is his name. So let's just say this is really him. Felony, we don't know what. The arresting agency was the LAPD Robbery Homicide Division. And just like looking at those facts together, which is listed here, robbery homicide, maybe it was a robbery. Maybe it's something in connection with a homicide. But all of that would just be speculation. Was there an investigation already going on into him? I don't know. All speculation. But what's not speculation is that there ain't no case number yet as of 3 o'clock this morning. So I'm assuming today he's going to have a little arraignment, or tomorrow he's going to have a little arraignment. Now, I did search for a case, an LAPD criminal case by the name under that name, Maurice Keandre Shellman. This morning when I searched, there was nothing. I'm going to search again live now with y'all and see if there was, that's his weight for sure, and see if there was an update. And we're going to see if maybe he did go to court. Maybe there's been updates. I've been on here for 2.5 hours, so we'll see. 5'8", no, 5'9". Don't take an inch from him. Don't take his inch. It's bad enough already. I mean, without taking inches from the man. Anyway, so he don't have a case number yet. Now, let's scroll back up to this $1 million bail situation then. The fact that he hasn't been assigned a housing location, the fact that he hasn't apparently been assigned a case number, the fact I was not able to find a case under his name indicates to me that this stuff right here is placeholder stuff. I don't think that it's really confirmed at this point that it really is $1 million bail. All right. For those reasons, because it doesn't appear that there is an actual case lodged in the system yet against him, which means I don't think he had gone before a judge yet. Now, the extra inch is the veil on top. Is it stop? No, he was apparently 260. Okay, so I'm gonna look, if y'all will oblige me for just a moment. I'm gonna go into the court website. I guess I can do this. Show y'all where I'm going. The court website. I heard Heffy, stop it. My cousin brother Tufstino last night saying he doesn't know how to access these cases. So I'm gonna show you how to, if there is one available. Hold on, let me see. Is this a way to get to it? Yeah, okay. So there's many things you could do. You could search for a criminal case. You click on that. Search for a case by name. Now, once you have a case number, which again, I don't think Heffy has a case number because it's just this 99 ****. His real case number is going to have a 26 in front of it from what I understand. And so if you do get the case number, you can search by case number. But if you don't have the case number yet, you would go to this option right here. And this is on lacourt.ca.gov. And this is for people who want to be able to find this stuff on your own and all that, public records. Now, you gotta log in to do that, which I do have an account. So let me sign in. Okay. Search for case by defendant name. Same screen as earlier, just now I'm signed in. Okay, so I'm going to try this now. His name was, again, Maurice. I'm just going to copy paste so I for sure don't misspell anything, which, I mean, I know how to spell Maurice, but first name, Maurice. Last name, Shellman. Shelmon. Again, is this Aunt Heffy or not? I don't know. So I'm going to go sounds like. Now I'm searching. Okay, now it's going to charge me money. So let me just put my little payment information in here real quick. Or as quick as I can. It costs $1. Just putting my payment information in. And what I'm doing right now is searching for Aunt Heffy's case. Don't care about number, what the checks say. I did this earlier. Nothing came up. So now I'm having to spend another $1. Oh. The payment, not my card getting declined for $1. I must have put in the wrong, security code. Hold on. Let me see what it is. Sometimes they be changing it. Like I said, I did look this up this morning, the Aunt Heffy. Case, nothing came up. So I'm looking forward to that was 6 o'clock my time this morning. Now it's 1:38. Oh, see, yeah, they done changed my security code. Okay, hold on. Submitting my payment for $1. Payment successful. Watch it be like nothing found. Oh man, they got every shellman in the book. Okay, well, this is interesting. We can just go through. So I did click sounds like. So they gave me a lot of different names here, but Mark Shellman, what's his Maurice. So there are cases under Maurice Shellman, one from 2009, one from 2006. That's on the first page. Let me go to the next page. Shulman. See, I did the sounds like because I didn't want it like, oh, I spelled it wrong. They got it wrong. So it doesn't look like he actually has, it doesn't look like he has a case. Now I'm going to search. Thank you so much, Canadian Crystal, for the $5 Canadian. Thank you for the court paper contribution. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to look again. I'm going to do another search, new search for just Maurice Shellman. Okay, exact match. I'm going to do exact match. So it used to be free. Now it's $1. Last name, Shellman. First name, Maurice. Let me just double check the spelling. Shelmon, Maurice. Yeah, okay. So let me do a search and then pay my $1 again. Got to enter my payment information again. I could auto save it, but I'm always like, oh, I'll do it later, and I just never do. I'm entering my payment information. Submitting my payment. Payment successful. Continue. Okay. No case. No case yet. Now, there are some other cases. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. We're going to look up his cases later. But these other cases are from 2006. One from 2006. And two from 2009. But as you can see, TMZ has a release from less than an hour ago on the Heffy arrest. Oh my God, TMZ is reporting on this? Oh, murder? Where's my brother? Where's my big brother? Is he still in here? They said murder. TMZ said murder. No jumper co-host Aunt Heffy. Not my ops being murder suspects. Now, I want to be clear. Heffy is innocent until proven guilty, even though I don't like him, even though he gets on my nerves. I'm not out here to have somebody innocent being accused of stuff. But that being said, I saw some people, including these hosts, talking about free Heffy. Free young Aunt Heffy. Excuse me, y'all don't even know what he did or didn't do yet. Y'all don't even know what he's accused of. What if his hard drives are full of you don't even know what? I'm not out here talking about free nobody until I know what they accused of. Hold on. Hold on. What did he murder? A box of donuts? Stop. Stop. Oh my God. Tufstino said, I have the detective's name and number. We'll text him and ask. Text him and ask. Did you know this murder? Exclusive. Oh my God, y'all, please. Oh, shout out to my mom. Shout out to my mom for telling me about this. This was updated 10, like 30 minutes ago. This was updated. Exclusive. Oh my God. See, I have a theory. I have a theory that these guys, I just made this theory last night when I was watching my brother's live stream. I think these guys on No Jumper turn on each other and snitch on each other so they can move up the hierarchy at No Jumper. Not all of them, but I think it has happened in the past. Because, like, girl got hair in my mouth. They start talking in this, we're going to watch it. I mean, I keep burying the lead. We're going to watch it, but they start talking in this thing. Oh, not that. Hold on. Here, they start talking about how it's like, why are so many people from No Jumper always getting arrested? It's like Loose Cannon, Brick Baby, Almighty Suspect, Aunt Heffy. Like, why are these people always getting arrested? And like, I think it's because it's a federal asset. I think that's why. I think it's a federal asset. It always has been. I think Adam is either an agent or an asset. That's my thoughts. That's not a fact. It could be a schizophrenic hallucination, so y'all shouldn't take it as a fact, please. But, I mean, it just, to me, especially this Lush fellow, he just looks like someone who is a fed, and he's like, hello, fellow kids. Like, that's what it's giving to me. That's my opinion. It could be a schizophrenic delusion. I don't know. But they were talking about how, like, more people than average, like, get arrested off that podcast. And it's like, yo, I hadn't even thought about this before, but like, okay, let's suspend for a moment the theory that it's a federal asset instead of a podcast. Let's suspend that. Let's say that's not true. Let's say I'm a delusional. Who's like actually on here? They beefing with each other all the time. They sleeping with each other's baby mamas and all of that. Obviously some people are snitching from No Jumper because the No Jumper people keep getting indicted and implicated in RICOs and gang this and trafficking that. And so what if it's a snitch operation? What if it ain't just the assets? Or what if it's not assets? What if it's like, well, what if it would be advantageous for them if they get more screen time, more clout, more popularity? If, for example, whoever, just name one, Almighty Suspect goes to jail or Munchie B goes to jail or whatever. It's like, well, if I get rid of Munchie B, I can move in his spot. If I get rid of Aunt Heffy, I could then take that spot. I kind of like developed that theory last night. Anyway, so let's read the exclusive. This is an exclusive. TMZ. Now, I know y'all just saw me look for his case, and we did not find one. Okay, we did not find a case for him. However, the news, the tabloids are now coming out and saying, yeah, all y'all that were speculating about whether it was actually murder, homicide, yeah, that is why he got arrested, according to TMZ. So this article came out about an hour ago. It was updated about not even 20 minutes ago. No Jumper co-host Aunt Heffy arrested for murder in LA. Let me turn it on reader view. I hate all these ads. It's not very long. That's the whole thing. Aunt Heffy is in hot water with the law. The No Jumper co-host and rapper just landed behind bars after getting arrested for murder, TMZ has learned. Law enforcement sources told TMZ Heffy was busted by LAPD's elite robbery homicide division and booked for felony murder. Felony murder is a murder that occurs within the commission of another dangerous crime. Okay, so that's going to be a two-part. No matter what he gets found, or excuse me, I shouldn't say found. No matter what he was arrested for, he has to necessarily have been being charged with something else. Felony murder, again, is a crime that is only charged where you are committing another act of violent crime. Another crime and a death happened. So let me look up felony murder, California. Because it's not the same thing as just regular murder. Look, I looked up the statute, California's felony murder rule. Felony murder. It's not the same thing as just homicide. Penal Code Section 189 charges individuals with murder if a death occurs during the commission, not of any crime, certain specific dangerous felonies. Now, Aunt Heffy, I don't like him. He aggravates me, gets on my nerves, but still is innocent until proven guilty. So I'll be very clear here. I'm not saying he did any of this stuff. I'm talking about what TMZ reported and what the felony murder rule is. In California, felony murder is charged if a death occurs during the commission of a certain dangerous felony, even if the defendant did not intend to kill or cause a fatality. The qualifying underlying felonies has to be one of the following, okay? It is, the broad category is an inherently dangerous felony, but the specifics are robbery, burglary, arson, R-word, carjacking, kidnapping, torture, or specific SUL crimes. Now, in California, they also have what's called the major participant rule, which means you can't just be sitting out in the car and not know what's going on. You have to actually have participated in the underlying dangerous felony. You couldn't have been the getaway driver that was nowhere near the scene and you hadn't even arrived yet. Sometimes they can get you for that, by the way. This is not legal advice. I'm just telling y'all how I understand it to be. And I never took the bar in California. So, if you find yourself in need of legal advice, go get a lawyer, because I ain't your lawyer. But following the passage of Senate Bill 1437, accomplices can't be charged with murder just because they participated in the crime. They have to meet specific criteria. And so the robbery homicide division in LA is saying, hey, Heffy does, according to TMZ. Non-killers can only be charged if they were the actual killer, or they aided and abetted with the intent to kill, or they were a, quote, major participant who acted with reckless indifference to human life. So when I was in law school, one of the examples they would give us for felony murder is you have a loaded firearm, you walk into a crowded room, you close your eyes, and you just start shooting. Maybe you really didn't mean to kill nobody, but couldn't you have decided and understood that you probably would kill somebody? Somebody might die. And so the underlying dangerous felony would be shooting into a crowded room. And so then if someone did die, now you get charged with murder. Do you understand? Follow? They booked him for felony murder. So he's being accused of committing an underlying dangerous felony. The artist, so we do get some confirmation on his name, his real name is Maurice Shellman. He is being held actually on $1 million bail. We've reached out to the LAPD for a narrative about what happened. So far, no word back. They got a comment from Adam 1622 Grand Mason of Nashua, who's Aunt Heffy's boss, of sorts. Aunt has been a great podcaster for the last year or so, and as far as I knew, he wasn't really in the streets like that anymore. So this was all a huge shock. Okay, well, that doesn't mean anything. He could be being charged for something more than a year ago. As for his career, Heffy is best known as the co-host of the popular hip-hop podcast and YouTube channel No Jumper. I'm going to keep my federal comments to myself. He has also released several rap albums, dropping bars about his life growing up on the tough streets of South Central LA. So again, real quick, I'm just going to run through the TMZ exclusive. He's in hot water with the law. He just landed behind bars yesterday. Law enforcement sources told TMZ he was busted by the LAPD Elite Robbery Homicide Division and booked for felony murder. He is being held on $1 million bond. So my little theory about they didn't come up with a number yet, maybe they did. Maybe he's in court. I don't know. They reached out to the LAPD for more info about what happened. So far, no word back. Adam 22 said, I didn't know anything about that. Wasn't me. And Heffy is best known for being on No Jumper. Okay. So Fed Jumper, I'll say it. Somebody said, it's very crazy. Emerald Ride said, I'm seeing a pattern here. Go on No Jumper, go to prison. Okay. Let me look and see if there's any more news about it. So this is interesting. TMZ also posted this video like 1 hour ago. Aunt Heffy rants about having a bad day on YouTube channel. I'm going to pause it. Aunt Heffy rants about having a bad day on YouTube channel. He's in hot water with the law. The No Jumper co-host and rapper just landed behind bars after getting arrested for murder, TMZ has learned. So I'm going to watch this ad here. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think y'all should be able to hear it. When I don't have it on right now. I don't have the volume on. But after this ad. Okay. Let me know if y'all can hear it. I think you should still be able to hear it.
What's the good old deal with the good old people, man? Today was not a good day, bro. Today was one of those bad days, man, where the devil was working hard, man. He was at work, man.
See? Don't care about nothing but what the checks say. And blame little girls for their own victimization. It don't turn out good.
And he was this close, man. He was this close. This close to cashing in on wishful thinking. So right now, right, I'm in a phase where I'm trying to regroup, you know what I'm saying, and think things through, man, and just, create the space to be calm and copacetic, you know what I'm saying, through the storm, you know what I'm saying?
This is water.
But hopefully y'all had a good day up out there, though, man, on this Monday, man, you know what I'm saying?
I gotta rewind that.
But hopefully y'all had a good day up out there, though, man, on this Monday, man, you know what I'm saying? To anybody day who was bad like mine, we gonna make it through, champ, you know what I'm saying? As long as you make it through the next day, man, we gotta, you know what I'm saying, we got another chance, man, to recharge, man, and regroup, man. Salute. Stay strong.
That was 2 days ago. Well, so that was the day before he got arrested. So he had a bad day 2 days ago and then got arrested. I think that the next day was worse than that day. Thank you so much, Lindsay, member for 1 month. Thank you for all your hard work. BJ, you do a great public service. Thank you. Yeah, I'm saying, no, I don't relate to this type of situation, Brittany said. That dude is not 35. I mean, I guess he is. So I want to see, like, did he go to court? Did he already have court? Aunt Heffy arrest. Now, people saying that Aunt Heffy, so I'm seeing on the Reddit, there's already some rumors stirring and speculation stirring, and I just want to correct them because I see them already. Someone said, probably just, okay. So all good users taken said robbery homicide picked him up and he's being booked for felony murder, which means he didn't kill anyone. That's not true. That's just not true. I just want to tell y'all that's not true. Maybe he didn't intend to kill anyone. However, just because he was booked for felony murder doesn't mean he didn't kill anyone. He could have. He absolutely could have. They say here he was probably a lookout or a getaway driver in a robbery that resulted in someone getting killed. Felony murder charges are super effed. Check out last week tonight's segment on them for more info. Sure, maybe that's true. However, recently that has been somewhat mitigated in California by the passage of Senate Bill 1437. So just mere accomplices cannot be charged with murder unless they actually did the killing or their actions resulted in the killing. So if, like, for example, this is just an example that's a hypothetical because I'm trying to correct the misinformation that I'm reading on Reddit, which, I mean, who's surprised that Reddit has misinformation? But he could have been a lookout. But if he was the lookout, I don't think that really would satisfy the so-called major participant rule. He had to have been a major participant. He had to have actually participated in the crime that resulted in someone dying. It's gone are the days in California where someone can just be down the street, down the road, swinging on the swing set and, going to be a getaway driver tomorrow and somebody got killed today. That's not how that works in California anymore. So he may be thinking of accessory. He may be thinking of something else. Somebody said him and David are going to kick it. He's blaming everybody but himself. Oh, yada. He witnessed something on Monday and he got arrested the next day. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying he unalived anybody either. He could have not unalived someone. I'm not saying he did unalive someone. I'm saying it's not necessarily the case that he didn't. Because someone on Reddit's like, well, he didn't kill anybody. We don't know. We don't know. He could have been the getaway driver and ran somebody over in the street because he needed to drive fast. We don't know. We have no idea. And that's why I'm looking for more information here. Strictly commentary, not legal advice, not medical advice, just reacting and giving commentary. I'm going to type in Maurice Shellman. Now, this is what I thought. I found this too, and I thought this was very interesting. There is a person named Maurice Keon Gray Shellman. And young Aunt Heffy's real name is apparently Maurice Keon Dre. So I did take a look at this case. I don't think this is the same person, but that was one of the reasons why I was like, I don't know if this is Aunt Heffy for sure. Like, who is Maurice Keandre Shellman? But TMZ has now posted what they purport to be an exclusive article saying, yeah, his name is Maurice Shellman. He is being held on $1 million bail. It is on felony murder. He got arrested for murder. Felony murder. But it is still murder. Will Adam hook up his commissary? Well, let's get into watching a little bit of that video that they put out. Now, a lot of what they're saying here is now rendered to be outdated because we do have this update from TMZ, and TMZ does have law enforcement sources. So I do think they probably did call or get in touch with somehow the law enforcement sources. Let's watch a little bit of this video of them talking about it on No Jumper. This is what Tough Stino was covering last night. My brother Tough Stino, and that's how I found out about it. So let's just got the captions on. Yeah. I'm turning 1.25 times the speed. This is a 16-minute, 53-second video posted as a clip 10 hours ago. We got this whoever this guy is, what's his name? Lush. And then this one right here, what's his name? Spody Face. I literally I'm resentful that I have to say this man's name. The nickname. I can't wait to learn all their real names so I could just call him that.
Search and figure out if Aunt Heffy is locked up right now.
I don't know his last name. I know his first name.
Shellman.
Oh yeah.
Josh probably could look it up.
Anthony. It ain't gonna be in the system that early.
Anthony.
No, it's been hours.
Still
Yeah, it is.
not.
It might
What's
be
Maurice? Huh?
No, you don't need no birthday. You just put Maurice. Damn it. Am I doxing blood?
Yeah, you're doxing blood. Yeah, you are. None of us knew his name. And it seems like Munchie B is the one who knew how to get this information. Yeah, you don't need a birthday. How you know? You been searching?
I mean,
yeah, whatever.
It's not doxing him.
Yeah, LASD. Like, everybody been in jail up here, so I guess you know how to look it up, huh?
It's crazy that if Aunt really,
he's like, I think he realized, was this supposed to be Aunt right here? This supposed to be young Aunt Heffy? Did they start the show out by him not being there? I'm confused. I didn't watch the full show.
got locked up, it was for some gangster.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just him.
For parking tickets.
Hell no, that's probably for running
Smoking in
some
public.
kind of operation.
Smoking in public.
I mean, he went to the feds for like
I'm
distributing
just
drugs.
gonna jump out the window and say that I don't
Tough Stino is my real brother. What are you talking about?
believe it's a legal situation.
I hope it's not.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so Lush is like, I don't believe it's a legal situation. Now, I do something called POV watching. I made it up. It's proprietary to me. I made it up, but y'all are allowed to do it. Sometimes I'll watch a video a few different times, but I'll do it from the point of view of someone else or from the point of view of having a certain theory, right? Like I'll run the theory through the whole thing, the POV. No. Hey, Siri, no. Girl.
I found some web results.
Hey, Siri, stop. Anyway, sorry. Always listening. So I was watching this from the POV view, wouldn't it be funny if this one right here was actually the informant who snitched and he's sitting here like, man, bro, you know what, you feel me? I don't think, it hurts my throat to do his voice. I don't think it's a legal situation. Like, I did that from the POV. Like, what if he was the snitch? It's just a silly, like, hypothetical. I don't know who's a snitch, who's not. I don't know if any of these people did anything. I want to say very clearly, all of them are allowed to talk about this situation. Nobody's doing anything wrong talking about it. I'm talking about it. You know, it's an issue of public concern. I'm not trying to say they shouldn't talk about it. I'm just, you know, it's just fun for me to try on different theories as I'm watching stuff.
That's probably for running
Smoking in
some
public.
kind of operation.
Smoking in public.
I mean, he went to the feds for like
I'm
distributing
just
drugs.
going to jump out the window and say that I don't believe it's a legal situation.
I hope it's not.
Public parking
me
tickets.
too.
Bro, imagine what a joint Aunt Heffy would be in the county.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you know.
But really though,
what time is it?
Heffy gonna go fed.
Nah,
He's
nah,
too much of a
Hell no.
joint. They're not
Nah.
gonna just put him in the state.
That's not the way it
No, no,
works.
no,
You're lit. You're going to the feds.
You're too late for county, fool.
Nah, I'm sure.
It is a state case. It is a state situation. Should we look up his federal? Should we look up in Pacer his federal charges? If he ever faced any?
He's gotta be all right. That's
Nah,
probably some
hopefully he
stupid
Gucci and
shit.
Gabbana for
We
sure.
probably caught him with a blick or something.
No, man.
It could just be a regular situation, and he'll tell us about it next time he sees us.
Yeah, and that's why Aunt Heffy wasn't in the Instagram reels. Can we check out this video that Aunt Heffy actually posted? Where I guess he's talking about something. This is from yesterday.
What's the good old deal with the good old people, man? Today was not a good day, bro. Today was one of those bad days, man, where the devil was working hard, man. He was at work, man, and he was this close, man. He was this close. He was this close to cashing in on wishful thinking. So right now, right, I'm in a phase where I'm trying to regroup, you know what I'm saying, and think things through, man, and just, you know, create the space to be calm and copacetic, you know what I'm saying, through the storm, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully y'all had a good day up out there, though, man, on this Monday, man, you know what I'm saying? To anybody day who was bad like mine, we gonna make it through, champ, you know what I'm saying? As long as he make
I want to know what that was about. What was the day so bad and the next day he's arrested? Day
it
got
through
worse.
the next day, man, we gotta, you know what I'm saying, we got another chance, man, to recharge, man, and regroup, man. Salute. Stay strong.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounded like the Johnnies came knocking.
It's very foreboding for sure.
Like, it doesn't sound like he got into like a street situation. Like, it didn't feel like he was saying that like some ops ran down him or anything. It sounded like he was,
Well,
I don't know. To me, that
I mean, has the No Jumper cast even woken up and had breakfast for the day? What is it over there, about noon, 11 o'clock in the morning? Have these people even found this news out yet? They're going to wake up and all of us on the East Coast are going to have found this news out. I can't wait to see what they're going to be talking about today on the show. Because yesterday we're like, oh, maybe he just had some parking tickets. Maybe he got caught with a weapon. Maybe he this, that. No, he got charged with murder. Charged with innocent till proven guilty, innocent till proven guilty. But I'm not going to be out here screaming in the streets talking about no free Heffy till I get some more information. Tell you that.
very much was in agreement with the kind of thing that you would
For
allude
sure.
to if you were in a legal situation.
Especially like weather the storm when you talk about like dialogue, like the storm and things
Yeah,
like that.
it
That
felt like he
sounds
was like
very-
steeling himself for a legal battle or some kind of dealing with something that's difficult.
Like bracing himself.
Well, the fact that this happened and then we haven't heard from him all day today.
Yeah, the combination of the two things is what really did it. There.
Because there's never been a single pod that he hasn't come on that he didn't
So he
say
was
anything.
kind of
It'd be like,
MIA.
he would say something at a certain point, like, "Oh, I'm going to be late." or-
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what Like,
I mean, definitely right now, something happened to him that is keeping him out of the zone here because I don't really think there's any other explanation, you know?
man, hopefully, Aunt's solid, fool.
I don't want to jump to like the legal situation necessarily, but that's definitely what it
Okay.
seemed like he was kind of alluding to there. man.
Well, TMZ jumped to the legal situation because they also posted that video. Now, I don't know. Me personally, I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to get Heffy for. They might be arresting him to try to flip him into an informant for all we know. I have no idea.
So
Yeah, hopefully all is well. for
prayers
sure.
up to him. Just so you know, Lush, I got to leave in 45 minutes.
Why is
And
it
I only say
telling
that
Lush?
because I am a single dad this week.
Yeah.
My wife is on a work trip. She's riding horses with Amaranth today in Texas. So
Who is Amaranth?
she's like a female Twitch streamer who's like pretty big.
Who I think her husband like forced her to do live streams or something. That whole Amaranth situation was crazy a few years back.
So Lena had to go film some content with her where they were riding horses together. So
Hey, you know why you a budget nigga?
what? Although I like you beginning sentences like that. That was dope. Yeah, there's many reasons. Yeah.
He said prayers to him and you atheist.
Oh, atheist prayers.
This nigga crazy as fuck.
I have my own style of prayers that I do for, but I do that a lot. I'm always saying like,
Yeah,
just,
it's called Satanism, and I rebuke.
hey, my friend told me that his wife was having emergency brain surgery because she had cancer on her brain.
Atheist prayers up.
And I said, like, thank God that she was okay when he said that her surgery went well. And yeah, I mean, I to me saying like thank God is just, it's not like a religious thing. That's just like,
I told one of the homies, he sneezed. I was like, bless you. He was like, thank you. Then he got mad. Like, hold
The
on.
meth cloud, man. Come on, man.
it's not a meth cloud, it's weed.
Yeah, it's just weed, bro.
Breathe it in. You've been in here while he's smoking bongs or smoking weed like a million times.
I don't trust what's in this bar.
You see what he's putting in it. He's putting
Man, that nigga-
tobacco
that nigga
in it, which
Red Bull
is
is in
disgusting.
I didn't look at
but-
nothing.
No
I didn't look
way.
at nothing. I was just, that's
What he
crazy.
got in
I would
there.
never do drugs.
That's laced. That's
I
a
would never do
PR.
something like
It is kind of like, I don't know, uncouth to just be puffing huge clouds of bong like into the studio. But he said that it was tobacco.
drugs.
Breaking news?
What's the breaking news?
Breaking news.
Nathan's about to bring up something that
Oh, shit.
Maurice Shellman.
Nah, they got the
Felony.
Wow.
Felony for what?
Okay.
It doesn't say. That's
So thanks to Munchie B, they were able to pull up. Oh my God, look at the tabs they got pulled up over here. Email, no statements, episode 2, news, and our Dolphins artist. Girl, I'm not going to get too much into that. Okay, so because of Munchie B, shout out to the legal expert on the panel, the resident legal expert who knew exactly how to find this information somehow. And then backtracked and was like, oh, we all been to jail. All of us know how to find it. No, just because somebody went to jail don't mean they know how to operate this website. Okay. But anyway, so Munchie B, shout out to him, gave the name and the information that was necessary to get this information. And so this is them yesterday, the No Jumper crew missing Aunt Heffy, finding his booking sheet. This is the inmate information sheet.
Say no more. I used to say, but I can tell by the bell amount how much the
Yeah,
bell amount.
77th.
LA robbery and homicide division.
Oh no,
No.
That's the agency description.
That's sad.
It's 77th Street, bro. $1 million bail.
The
$1 million
division.
bail doesn't seem. I mean, that's what they gave Chud.
No.
The
That,
only $1 million bill in LA is just
Yes.
$1 million. That's a hot one, bro.
oh man, that's
I'm not
bro.
putting that past Aunt Heffy, man.
Okay.
Nah, but we gonna see they could have it, but
I think hot one, this is just me trying to, translate here. I really don't know. I think hot one means he said, Spody Face said the only time you get $1 million bail in LA is if you pow pow or, somebody died kind of thing. I think that's what hot one means. They're all kind of like, nuh-uh.
you never know what your
Free the
bill is
homie,
now.
he ain't do nothing wrong.
Yeah, because in LA right now you have to see a judge anyway, so we don't even know what that $1 million bill is real or not because you have to see a judge in order to even get a bill now. So I don't know if they just putting that to be there or what. But $1 million bill in Los
Right.
Angeles, California. That's
I'm glad you said that, and I ain't trying to derail from this, so we gonna finish this, and I'm gonna remember what you just said about the bell thing.
What? Oh, Nathan's still doing research over here, bruh. Bro, what if Aunt Heffy ends up being our Dirk? We already got a Dirk. Brick Baby's already kind of Dirk.
I mean, we saw the Swamp Stories video.
Bro, if it ends up that Aunt Heffy actually got an M, God.
Now, I do want to be very clear. This could have been from activities that happened long before Aunt Heffy was ever in the public spotlight from No Jumper. Like, this could have been 2-year-old behaviors. This could have been somebody snitched, somebody did something, somebody didn't. I mean, I don't know. It could have been something that happened on Monday. Who knows?
Damn, what the?
Yeah, free bro. So if he locked up right now, you have to. I don't like that in LA. How they changed that. You have to see a judge before you get a bill.
Free the alter ego.
Yeah, if it's like if non-citatable, like basically then you go to the police station, they cite you out. If it's more than that, then he has to. He gonna see the judges within 72 hours.
Okay, and that's what.
Okay, I'm sorry. Something is insanely and sincerely wrong with this Spotty Face and that theory he just postulated. He said he don't like it that people who are accused of murder can't just bail out before they go before a judge. What? A judge is the one that would put the ankle monitor. A judge is the one that would make the decision. You want the cops to be in charge of whether people are walking free on the street or not? In California, there is a statute that gives you criminal defendants a right to be before a judge within, I think it's 72 hours. So it's not like they can keep you there forever. Now, maybe it should be 24 hours. I can get on board with that. Some people just looking for something to complain about. You want attempted murder, accused murderers out on the streets before they ever even see the inside of a courtroom? Okay, come back around and let me know what you think about that when it's your own mama or your own daughter that's the one that's murdered. I think it's perfectly reasonable for somebody before they bail out and leave the country or whatever to at least have to see a judge. These people just say any damn thing. And I think that's why half of them ends up getting arrested.
about
Yeah,
to say.
I was going to say 72 hours.
The thing is that the laws have changed, right? It's called a master code. You got to go before the judge, and it's to the judge discretion whether you get a bail or not, right?
Correct.
So when I went to the last year with the jail, I couldn't bail out.
Maybe
They gave me
you
an
wanna do that
OR.
post?
But he already got his bail, though. That's the difference. Like they've
can't
already,
touch that.
they've already
I'm just talking
assigned.
about what he
It
just
don't,
said.
it don't matter if it was $2. What I'm telling you right now, in Los Angeles County,
Right. Okay, good point. So for some charges, like a DWI, we talked about that earlier, there's a set fee set to bond out. But if somebody died because of your DUI or in relation, you still got to go before the judge if they're going to charge you with like murder, attempted vehicular homicide, whatever. This man is saying he don't like it that there's that he doesn't even like that there's just even any offenses at all whatsoever, child R, anything at all. I don't like that. I do like it. If you are accused of murder, if you are arrested for murder, I think it's just fine that you got to sit in jail for a day or two before a judge gives you a bond. My God, these people will say anything. It's like, I don't even know if they got a brain. I think they just have demons and allow the demons to just take control of their bodies. I really think that.
every county is different.
The whole panel, by the way.
Not unless it's a
No,
misdemeanor.
they gave him a bail. He's able. They gave him a bail. But they know he can't touch it.
You can't listen. You can't. He's not going to get out unless you see the judge. That's just how it is.
No,
right
if
now.
it's post bail,
That's fine.
he could bail out. If
He
it's
should,
posted,
he should be seeing the judge tomorrow, though.
no, if it's posted,
Yeah.
no, in 2 days you're gonna see it.
Yeah.
But if it's
2 days. So tomorrow, I don't know how Munchie B again has all this information, but apparently tomorrow. So tomorrow he'll see the judge.
posted bail, you gonna get bail. They'll tell you ain't get no bail. It's gonna say no bail.
I'm not saying whether he's going to get a bail or not. What I'm
That
saying
is
is
true.
you can't even
Because when you look up David Anthony Burke, it says no bail. That's true. That
bail
is
out
true.
Munchie B unless you see the judge. Now you can get a bail.
If it's posted right there,
Okay.
no. If it's
I see
posted right
what-
there,
I see what you're saying.
You-
Again, the resident legal expert Munchie B, he basically needs to, basically take the bar exam at this point, all the information he has.
could get it.
When did they change that?
Bro, it was on
With the
the
lab-
thing. You was able to vote for it like in 2023, but like a
Okay.
year after that they changed it.
So-
That's what I'm saying.
so 2 years
This
ago.
weirdo kept talking about making OR. Look, the dude from the No Jumper being Alfred, bro, his bail was 1.1 million. Bro, I looked at the charges. Do you know they gave him an OR after a couple? He been in prison before. That man got an OR. He didn't bail out.
Also, to put it in
Go ahead.
to put it in perspective for people, if it's $1 million bail, that's $100,000, and in addition to that, you need to like show collateral, like most likely a
Probably
property
needs some
bond.
property.
Do you think
Yeah.
5 bills maybe got somebody whacked?
I don't know about none of that. He a
I'm just
podcast.
kidding. Nah, I mean, I'm sure you're gonna be good.
Yeah, shout out to bro. Hopefully he can post bond. You know what I'm saying? Immediately. You know what I'm saying? I know he been running it up.
So that's apparently $100,000. When you bond somebody out with the 10%, you don't get the money back. So 10% of $1 million is $100,000. Somebody's going to just hand over $100,000.
That's not even a bail. His bail. Hopefully that is just something that they just put. Cause they be putting zeros. They be just putting stuff.
Yeah,
bro.
I
Like,
mean,
just
you got to put the $1 million bail in the title of these two because that makes it sound crazy as even though we don't really know any details.
I mean, like,
But see, a lot of
that's-
times they put the bail high so they can hold you there. So you'll go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the detective is not there all the way, and then we go put $1 million bail. So boom. So when the detective come in, that he got like they want to make sure you don't go nowhere. So they do that a lot of times.
But
That's
just to
what
put it in
bail is
perspective, they like so my artist was just held for illegal discharge of a firearm, and they gave him $180,000 bail. So this is clearly
He got artists. Thoughts and prayers to them.
a significantly more severe crime than that, and it involves
Yeah, and again, off the hand, I don't know no other crime unless you commit one crime and it's coming with like special allegations. The only crime that comes to me, and I'm not putting that on bro. I hope that's not, but $1 million bail is
that's what I'm saying.
187. That is a fact. But he could have something that's with allegations that'll bump your bail up.
Well, also gang enhancements potentially, right?
Gang enhancements, special allegations, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
Circumstances.
But you don't get $1 million bail for no
Special
reason.
circumstances is AKA the death penalty.
Bro, Wack is so
No,
lucky
it
he didn't
isn't.
run into Aunt Heffy. He could have died too.
But he don't need to start
Definitely
talking
nothing.
crazy now that he gone. No,
Hopefully that's just a typo, and bro, you know what I'm saying, can either get out tonight on a citation or whenever you go to court. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
he go to court.
I don't think it's a typo.
It's likely they'll drop the bail lower. You know what I'm saying?
If he goes to court, it's likely they'll drop the bail lower. That's what I think. I think he's going to go to court and they're going to drop the bail lower. Or maybe they'll say no bail. We'll see. It may end up being where he has to do a bail hearing.
There's a possibility of that for sure, and there also there is ways to get like the bill reduced even more and not have to pay 10%. You could pay less, but that'll be like a substantial property bond.
Yeah, but if it don't, we telling you right here, right now, man. If his bail is at $1 million, Adam gonna go get him out. And we gonna put the no jumper building up. You know what I'm saying? That's collateral, and go get young Aunt Heffy out. Ain't
Listen,
that right?
if you guys want me to bail Aunt Heffy out, become members right now. But
I don't even think Adam would put that building up to bail out his own mom or dad or wife. Y'all think Adam 2216 Great Mason's gonna put his building on the line for Aunt Heffy's bail? He didn't bail out Brick Baby. He didn't bail out Loose Cannon. He didn't bail out Almighty Suspect. But he's gonna bail out Crip Mac, but he's gonna bail out Aunt Heffy.
so yeah, I don't got a mill for.
You ain't got bill.
I ain't got a mill.
No, we gonna put
100K.
Yeah, we gonna put the bail. You want
a lot of money.
No, listen. You know,
Doc Tar said he knew they were coming because he's been filming from different locations the last few days, so he was hiding. So Deficit said feds own that building already.
that we just put the no jumper building up or your home up
or your home.
Yeah, as collateral. You don't need the tip, so there's no excuse, Adam.
The
I got Dorito.
He gonna get Winston.
Imagine Adam 2216 Grand Mason of Nashua puts his home up as collateral, the home his baby and his wife live in. Oh my, yeah, right.
You like,
Man, look, y'all hear it here first, man. Y'all want Adam to go bail out no young Aunt Heffy, man. Make sure y'all
man, free the alter ego, bro. Free the alter ego.
I'm not gonna be saying free him until I ain't gonna be saying free him until I see more information on what he supposedly allegedly did. Now he is innocent, should be presumed innocent until proven guilty, but we don't know what evidence the cops have, and we don't know what purpose he's being held. And $1 million bail is a little frightening.
Yeah, man.
Damn, free bro. That's
free Aunt.
Yeah, free bro. We're gonna put the no jumper building up right now. We're gonna get him.
Right now it's gonna be a complicated process. I don't think I'm ready to put up the building or take out a second mortgage on the building so that I can bail out Aunt right now. I'm gonna have to wait and see some more details about this case.
no. I believe when you go to court, it's gonna get dropped down.
It might.
That's wishful thinking. I like that.
Not drop the bail amount. Make it drop.
I thought that too until I read this. This. Let's see if they've updated this article. You know, TMZ does update the articles and add more stuff. Let's see if they have. No. Oh my God! Look at that picture. Stop.
Okay.
No, go get bro right now.
That's best case scenario.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about
Man,
that.
the day we shot our little TikTok promo, and that's like,
and we're all kind of like low key, like bummed that he didn't show up. Meanwhile, he's
Somebody
sitting.
said, Tufstino, are you still in here? He probably went to make a video about that breaking news, the murder.
I kind of knew it was serious. I'll be honest, because like I said, that's not within the scope of his character.
I do think that it would be a good look for the Keyways all over LA, though, if the neighborhoods were to come through and put the money together to bail out our A-Trade brethren, Mr. Hefe. And I think you could probably spearhead
super
that.
dope. I think that'd be super dope.
We need to. We
quite the olive branch.
I'm gonna hit up Big Gip.
No. We need to start a GoFundMe for him.
That's a fact. Put it up on the page, Adam.
Melvin Farmer might want to get involved.
I don't know about
Put the GoFundMe. Start a GoFundMe for a young Aunt, Adam.
Adam 2216 Grand Mason does not take anything seriously except his own ego.
Bail him out for murder or something.
We don't know what he in jail for.
You
don't find out nothing, but we got to get him to the live show. So
that's true.
Start the GoFundMe right now, Adam.
Bro, that's fucked
They're
up.
trying to do Aunt Hefe like Chud. That's crazy.
I don't even know nothing about that nigga. I heard it for the first time when
you beef.
I'm not covering the Chud situation because it's basically no matter which way you try to talk about it from an objective standpoint, people are gonna try to accuse you of certain things. I ain't even talking about it.
Look, we just got a member. Boom.
Yeah,
that's gonna bail him out.
That's what happened when you beef with Whack 100, man.
Tuff said he's in here. He's just got to drive. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Don't text and drive.
I'm next now.
Carry on. Shout out to you.
I just gotta wait a month for the YouTube check to come now. So
it's crazy.
Damn, Brick and Hefe going down is crazy.
You know this gonna fall back on you.
And Suspect.
It is.
Bruh.
You know gonna say
Munchie B coming through yet again, saying something that whether you like it or not is true. It is gonna come back on Adam 2216 Gray Mason. People are gonna be like, why everybody that goes on that show ends up going to prison or dying?
you send everybody to jail, right?
That's a fact. That's a for sure hit.
You know that's gonna be the narrative.
I mean, anybody
I
who
should
watches
say jail, not prison, but you know what I meant.
this podcast for sure knows that Aunt Hefe's admissions of crimes on here that really hasn't even taken place at all.
But the reality is, just being over here on this platform, whether you're an artist getting interviewed or you're like a cast member, the fact that it's like a street leaning platform, there's going to be like a higher likelihood.
Excuse me real quick. When is the last time an artist got interviewed on this show? this is gang bangers. No offense to them, they probably my cousins, but like this is like a street platform. We can't call this a hip hop podcast anymore. Please, can we stop, Lush? Can we please stop?
Getting busted. There's no real.
Why is it hard? Hold on, what you mean?
Because you're dealing with people that are already like talking about the criminal life and then have been involved in the criminal life. It's not just random citizens or people like, oh, they come over here and coincidentally get caught up in some random thing.
We hire gang members. We're like Homeboy Industries over here. Yeah,
right.
That's the
How
point.
you know about Homeboy Industries, bro? Shout out to Homeboy Industries, but how do Adam 22 from New Hampshire know about?
I bought bread from them.
What is Homeboy Industries? Oh. Okay, cute. Oh my God. Rob Reiner? Stop. The web done wet. Is that Rob Reiner or somebody else? Homeboy Industries is the largest gang rehabilitation and re-entry program in the world. For over 30 years, we stood as a beacon of hope in LA to provide training and support for formerly gang involved and previously incarcerated people, allowing them to redirect their lives and become contributing members of our community. Father Greg Boyle? Who's that? Is that he looked just like Rob Reiner? Tell me that's not Rob Reiner. Oh, no. It's a doppelganger. This is him. Father Rob Reiner. I mean, Father Greg Boyle. Okay. Anyway, back to what we were doing.
A loaf of sourdough from my local Homeboy Industries affiliate the other day.
You know what's funny?
Huh.
Okay. We got a call that Snoopy Badass was at Homeboy Industries, right?
Snoopy is allegedly, apparently, according to gossip, the real biological father of Nova, Tania's ex, Snoopy.
No diapers and shit. You feel me?
Incredible diapers?
Like no, of course not. Right.
Oh,
so he was getting like free. He need resources. Like you know what I'm saying, for his baby, because at the time he had his kids at the time. You feel me? That when he going to take transition, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was
Nothing
here.
wrong with that.
But you know what I mean. But he was nervous. He trying to get his diapers. You know what I'm saying? And
Stupid.
like niggas being cool. Like yeah, like so he be comfortable and shit. Like but he ended up getting on. He was at Homeboy Industries trying to get some free diapers in.
What you mean getting on?
Huh? Getting on me.
Munchie B is messy and tells everybody's business. He said he saw Snoopy Badass at the Homeboy Industry getting free diapers the other day.
He ended up leaving. I'm like that. Like no, Inglewood ain't close to Alameda.
Hey, for the record, I also know about Homeboy Industries. Well, I always known about it, but I know about it because they have one at LAX. You can go.
Is that right?
Get yourself a
There is
croissant
like
when you're there,
there is like a little cafe there.
You get a croissant over there. I'm not going to be going over there, but I mean, I guess shout out to the gang rehabilitation people. No, it's not Rob Reiner. I really thought it was. I did at first, but it's apparently Father Greg Boyle.
Oh, so far they expanded like that?
Yeah,
they've been.
it's definitely.
They
And
got
I go
bakeries.
talk to the same Sorreño every weekend when I go to the farmer's market who operates a Homeboy.
Yana said Snoopy does have 2 kids with Tania, but Nova's not one of them. Okay, good to know. I was just reporting the gossip. I didn't run the DNA test or anything.
Industries booth there where he sells bread. And my daughter knows him by name and always says, "Can we go see Anthony?"
And homegirl.
He got tats on his face?
He is bringing his baby daughter to the Homeboy Industries bakery.
He's got tats, not a ton on his face, maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I always wonder what he went down for.
Hey man, prayers up for young Ant, bro. On everything.
prayers
You're not
up.
guilty.
Absolutely, man. If I don't know, put the GoFundMe in up. I'm gonna start it tonight, man.
Will you be upset if Academics ends up breaking down the footage frame by frame on his Instagram story of the hot one that Aunt Heffy may or may not have caught?
Man, he definitely not.
Academics ain't got access to that type shit.
Isn't it super disheartening to like watch that footage of Ant like talking about how sad he is, like, oh, I had a rough day, and then like literally the next thing we see is he's busted.
Okay, but the weird thing about it, well, now I guess we know for a fact that he was busted, but like, why would he know about that the day before?
That's pretty normal.
They probably
Like, you
kicked
could
in some
tell-
doors and he wasn't there at the time.
Yeah, you can tell when it's like getting hot.
Okay, so there was somebody in my chat earlier that said Heffy knew they were coming for him because he's been filming from different locations lately. Then on the 18th, on Monday, he puts out this video like, I've had a bad day, all that. And the very next day he gets arrested. And Munchie B does suspiciously have a lot of information seemingly about this situation. And he's saying, yeah, you can just know. You just know whenever they getting, close, they're getting hot, stuff's getting hot, it's heating up. And Heffy probably knew, and that's why he recorded That's why he recorded that video, because maybe they tried to bust down his door somewhere, but he had already gone somewhere else. So that sounded like the KVD situation.
The thing about it, well, now I guess we know for a fact that he was busted, but like, why would he know about that the day before?
That's pretty normal.
They probably kicked in some doors and he wasn't there at the time.
You can tell when it's like getting hot like that when you start. Yeah, like that's not outside the realm of normality.
Okay.
Okay. That's my Adam impression. Okay, let me go back to Aunt Heffy. Oh, I did an H instead of a J. Hold on. So it doesn't appear as though it has been. FBI said the no jumper arrest is fake. He's just trying to get street cred, allegedly. I mean, apparently, according to the LAPD who talked to TMZ, it's not fake and it's real, because it really happened, according to sources they talked to. Oh my God, that's the picture they chose. $1 million bail at the LAPD jail. Adam 22 made a statement. Nothing else new seems to have come out. Let me go to Instagram and look at Aunt Heffy's. Instagram account. What is it? Aunt Heffy. Okay, well, it didn't show up. Let me go to x.com, Twitter. No Jumper podcast host. Wow. No Jumper podcast host Aunt Heffy, who was arrested today, or yesterday rather, and is currently in the LA County Jail, well, the 77th Street one, being held on $1 million bail, seemingly slips up during a live stream and admits to a shooting he did on 83 Hoover Day. The shooting I did, he said. Oh, okay.
I don't know who this person is, but Hot Topics is pertaining to the shooting I did I don't know who this person is.
Oh.
But shooting, I don't know who.
Okay, that could have been just a verbal slip up. I will say there wasn't really any context. Like, we only have that one little blip. So I would need to hear kind of a little bit more. Oh my, girl. Hold on. Young Aunt Heffy. Oh yeah, okay, here it is. Jesus from the ghetto in So Am I Like God. Okay, what? I'm on his Instagram right now. So this, don't let the money change yo skin, he said. Where did he post that other thing?
You know I got some good news you can use.
He said, don't let the money change your skin complexion.
Man, little check game, man. Don't let the money change you, man. When you getting that money, man, remain black, man, and remain intact. Don't let the money change you, man. Don't think just because you studying a white man or studying white people and you in a different tax bracket that you white. That's the worst thing that you can do, is get money and try to change your...
That's the worst thing you could do? I mean, I can understand, you know, you shouldn't want to change your skin complexion, I guess, or whatever, but like, I think the worst thing you could do is something more akin to like killing someone, hurting children. Like, that seems much worse. That seems much worse. And you know, these elites do be getting rich of all races and doing just that. But anyway, let's hear him out.
Identity and think that you somebody that you not. And that's the reason why black people don't have their own, you know what I'm saying, as much in a big percentage wise, because they always want to turn the cheek. They always want to study the white man. It's cool to study them, get the game, get your credit right, you know what I'm saying, get your money right, but you don't have to act like them in person.
But you also don't have to not. Like, that's another thing, too. Like, some black people, I hate to be the bearer of the news to you, but some black people just grow up around white people, and that's just how they act. It's not that they're not acting white. They're acting like they're friends. They're acting like they're peers. Like, sometimes, anyway, moving on. I don't care about this. Okay, so now it's cold game. You better have a backup plan. My God. That was 5 days ago. Let me go to the post. That was the reels. What's this?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my
We're trying to help out our homie who's getting abused by his violent.
Oh my God, I can't. I just literally, I rebuke. Went in on Lush One's abusive girlfriend. All right, then what's this? Mastro's Steakhouse. I think that Mastro's is where, what was his freaking name? Big somebody, Sherman. What was his name? Sherman. He got sued with Diddy. Trust me, he was crying before he got filmed. Before he filmed the other day, he done effed up. Well, it looks like he took that video down. Where is that video? The one we were just watching. That he posted a day before his arrest?
What's the good deal, man? It's your boy Aunt Heffy. You know I got some good news you can use on this Monday, man. Look, man, you can't buy character and solidness, man.
But you can buy a bootleg Christian Dior man purse.
You can fake it, but you can't buy character and solidness, man. You can buy makeup, man. That's why you got to question who around you, man. You know what I'm saying? Question the relationships, you know, they have with their mother, you know. What I'm saying? How they feel ethic-based, how they feel morally based overall, you know what I'm saying?
How they feel ethic based, how they feel morally based. Well, let's run a check real quick on Aunt Heffy. He don't care about nothing but what the checks say, and he believes that little girls who are being violently criminally abused threw and thrust they self into the lifestyle. So I find that to be extraordinarily interesting. I don't want to share ethics with this man.
It'll let you know who to have around you and who not to have around you.
It's on his YouTube. Okay, let's go to YouTube then. I want to go to Heffy's YouTube channel. He got a lot of subscribers, 54,000. Oh my God, he just posted a video yesterday. Aunt Heffy just posted a video yesterday about, okay, that's another one I wanted to get to. 607 Ankh, because that's another one that the morals don't add up, don't line up, and also has admitted publicly to killing someone before. Remember when I covered that? Put a 6 in the chat if you remember. I covered 607 Ankh, demon possessed. He said there is no good and there is no bad. There is no right and there is no wrong. In reference to, what was it? PDF file philia. And I said he needs his hard drives checked. Well, now he is being accused by Jaleese, another No Jumper host, of being just that, a PDF file. Now, innocent until proven guilty. Now we're on, he just posted this 1 day ago. We're not going to watch this video because it's not the point, but I'm just trying to get a little. This has got 8,000 views. I mean, he gets views. He don't have to be acting so stupid. Okay, this was posted the day he got arrested. Oh my God. This was posted the day he got arrested. Oh my Lord. The last video he posted, 607 Ankh exposed. Jaleese quits and calls 607 Ankh a PDF. This got ugly fast. That was posted yesterday, and he got arrested yesterday. Now, here's his shorts. This is the one that we have already seen. Today wasn't a good day. Devil almost. Oh, my God. Poor thing, y'all. Bless his heart. Look how he spelled almost. Almost feel bad for him.
What's the good old deal with the good old people, man? Today was not.
Look how he spelled almost. ALLMOST. 2 words. Poor thing. Okay, hold on. Let's watch the one, when was this one posted? How do I oh, okay, I was too zoomed in. Let me see. Let me pause this. I want to see when this was posted. how do I do that? Description. May 18th. So this was the day before yesterday. The day that I guess the bad stuff happened. Hold on. This one was also posted on the 18th or the 19th. This posted on the May 19th. Today wasn't a good day. Devil almost prevailed. Stay strong. All right. So I guess we've already watched it, but I guess let's just watch it again. This is the most recent thing. Wait. How do I...
Today was one of those bad days, man, where the devil was working hard, man. He was at work, man. And he was this close, man. He was this close. This close to cashing in on wishful thinking. So right now, right, I'm in a phase where I'm trying to regroup, you know what I'm saying, and think things through, man, and just, you know, create the space to be calm and cope.
I need somebody to tell me, what are you talking about? My brother said she will pass out if she read his letter to the judge. He wrote a letter to the judge. He didn't use spell check or what?
Steady, you know what I'm saying, through the storm, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I need to see it.
But hopefully y'all had a good day up out there, though, man, on this Monday, man.
I had a great day Monday.
You know what I'm
Thank
saying? To anybody day who was bad like mine, we gonna make it through, champ. You know what I'm
Okay, now he's calling people champ. Tell me you're watching my brother's content without telling me. Okay, then the day before, he posted this one. It says, don't fall for the fake friend ship. Again, 2 words. Friend ship, a.k.a. I need yous. He looks shook and glazed in the eyes.
Good old deal with the good old people, man. You already know, man. It's your boy Aunt Heffy, and I got some good game you can
He stopped saying this, your boy Aunt Heffy, and I don't care about nothing but what the checks say. He stopped his tagline.
use, man. Pay attention to those people you allow around you, man. Make sure that the people you call friends, man, are really there genuinely because of you, because your kinder spirit, you know what I'm saying? Don't be getting caught up in the mix of dealing with people that's there because you own, or they see a dollar amount, or they trying to ride the wave because you got some fandom, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand between the difference and make the distinction between the two. I'm telling you. What's the good old deal with the good old people, man? You already know, man. It's your boy Aunt Heffy, and I got some good game you can use, man. Pay attention to those people you allow around you, man. Make sure that the people you call friends, man, are really there genuinely because of you, because your kinder spirit, you know what I'm saying? Don't be getting...
I mean, I agree with him, but at the same time, if you do that, you're not going to probably have that much friends. I mean, everybody wants something, but not everybody, but just in general. Oh my God, look at this one. Don't get the money in think. Oh, he don't even know what the word and is? Poor thing. Okay, anyway, here's one that says, if you subscribe to the streets,
It's a good old deal with the good old people, man.
You better, what did he say? If you subscribe to the streets, you better have a backup plan. All right, Uncle. All right, Uncle Heffy, let's hear it. When was this one posted? May 11th. So this one was like over a week ago.
It's a good old deal with the good old people, man. You already know it's your boy Aunt Heffy, man. I got some good news you can use, man. Hey, look, man, to any solid individual, man, to any thorough individual out here, man, that's still holding it down, you know what I'm saying, still, you know what I'm saying, remaining on those principles, morals, and codes, man, we out here playing Russian roulette, man. I'm telling you, we playing Russian roulette.
It's roulette, not roulette. Russian roulette. Just in case anybody wants to actually say it right.
Remember back in the days, man, they used to have a saying that was true, man. He was shaking like a snitch at a gangster party. Shaking like a snitch at a gangster party, right?
We used to have a saying that he was shaking like a snitch at a gangster party, girl. I never heard that saying. You know what I did just remember? My dad used to say cold as a witch's titty in a brass bra. Cold as a witch's titty in a brass bra. I don't know why that's what came to my mind, but I never heard shaking like a snitch at the gangster party. Nobody told me that one before.
Man, I went to a gangster party, man, and a gangster party ain't a gangster party no more, man. Now the gangster in that thing.
Now the gangster party at the No Jumper studio. Okay. All right.
And I ain't gonna say he's shaking, but the majority of the party is rat sympathizers, And people who don't, who dislike you, they in that thing congregating like, man, what he?
Tostino said, girl, nobody ever said that. Tostino said, I ain't heard it either. I think he made that up. Shaking like a snitch at a gangster party. Well, guess what? He might need to turn into a snitch soon if he has any chance of lowering that $1,000, $1 million, whatever it is, bail, girl. He said nobody ever said that. So here I am thinking I missed out. I missed out on the situation. No, I did not. It's just, he just made that up.
Here for? You know what I'm saying? It's a cold game out here, man. I'm telling you, be safe.
Be safe.
It's a good old deal with the good old people, man. You already know it's your boy Aunt Heffy, man. I got some good news you can use, man. Hey, look, man, to any solid individual, man, to any thorough individual out here, man, that's still holding it down, you know what I'm saying, still, you know what I'm saying, remaining on those principles, morals, and codes, man, we out here playing.
That means like the street codes, the street principles, morals, and codes, which is like, you know, only one rule seems to have survived, which is the don't snitch. And now anything and anything is considered a snitch. But, I mean, it used to be like, don't mess with people's mama. Don't mess with people's kids. Don't sexually blank somebody's little sister. You know, there used to be like codes of like, you know, some type of moral upstanding. Now the only one that's left is don't snitch.
And Russian roulette, man. I'm telling you, we playing Russian roulette. You remember back in the days, man, they used to have a saying that was true, man. He was shaking like a snitch at a gangster party.
Back in the day, in his imaginary land. Okay, let's see what else. Any other shorts? Don't come to Chicago. Man, I go where I feel. Good workout and rotation. Beautiful day. You can buy makeup, but you can't buy. Shout out to my good people. I'm just looking at the different titles. How it be? When you do dirt, you gotta go for the kill.
All my friends are John Doe. Cut the grass to lawnmower.
What in the hell is going on here? Okay.
Yeah, man.
When you do dirt, gotta go for the kill. 'Cause the elements of surprise is a mother F. This is about a month ago, April 19th. When you do dirt, you gotta go for the kill. 'Cause the elements of surprise is a mother F. Okay, wait. It's just one element. The element of surprise. Just in case anybody wanted to actually say that right. Okay, here he is.
Yeah, man. I'm back. So yes, a coach.
I like how he like presses record and then comes back around and sits and acts like he wasn't just already sitting there.
Game out here, man. How they figured that little situation out, man. So
who figured it out?
They try to get on the boy All-Star JR, and it don't look like they went that way, man. Allegedly, they let that boy recover, and that boy put that fire. Got the firing. Like, hold on, man. Y'all think y'all about to treat me?
What?
Any old type of way?
It's like too much.
Like, I just supposed to let y'all whoop me out and try to snatch my chains? Man, look, hey. Everybody ain't playing.
Everybody ain't playing. And the Lord is the number one ain't playing. Anyway, I don't know what that's about. But let's go to his videos. That was the shorts. What about live? When's his most recent live? 10 days ago. He don't go live much, I guess. Jaleese from podcast after fired from podcast after shocking drunk allegations. Loose cannon situation just got serious. I mean, he gets views. Oh, my Lord. Not Louisiana Fried Chicken coming into play. Chud the Builder court appearance. He did a video on that. I mean, he makes videos. Look at all these videos. Adam22 calls the cops. Dang. Look how he spelled firing wrong. That's sad. I feel like actually kind of sad that he can't spell. I don't know why. I don't like him and he don't like me, but I do feel bad he can't spell for some reason. I think it's because I'm such a good speller and I'm just so good at like reading and language, and I'm very bad at math, by the way. Maybe that's the empathy coming through. Like, he's about as bad at spelling as I am at math. But yeah, he was sleepy. He's sleepy. Sleepyville, they say. I feel kind of bad for him. He can't spell. Let's see if should I look for his case and see if it's come up yet? I'm gonna have to put my payment information in and all that again, but I kind of want to look again. No updates on that. Let me see on the Aunt Heffy arrest. See if any other news outlets. TMZ. I'm actually surprised. TMZ posted about that, published an article on that. Okay, let me see. Let's go back to, let's search the inmate search again. I'm not a robot. Pick out the motorcycles. I want to search the inmate search. Okay, last name Shellmon. First name Maris. I am not a robot. Bicycles. There's one. There go one. There go one. Oh, shoot. I'm not a robot. There go one. I think that's it. I can't believe he's my age. Not a robot. His birthday, he's going to turn 26 in 5 days. Why do I keep having to do all this? Car. $1 million bail still, looks like. Click on specific case number for detailed information. I click on the details and it just says bail amount $1 million. So still no case number updated on the inmate search. I'm going to go to LA court. I'm going to do a search. Oh, I timed out. Hold on. I'm going to search and see if we have any, like, updated case information on the LA court website. As I told y'all earlier, I searched for this before I came on live stream today. And I searched for it again while on live stream twice. And nothing had shown up yet. It hadn't been updated to show that he had a case yet. And I'm looking for that now. I have to just put in my payment information. Okay, I have now put in my payment information. I have submitted the payment. The payment was successful. I am clicking continue. Nope, still the same. One case from 2006, 2 cases from 2009. It's not sad, it's pathetic. How you killing people and you can't spell? Well, I don't know if he killed anybody. Innocent until proven guilty. Thank you so much to Lindsay for the $1.99 super chat. You kill me with them voices. Thank you. You'll clap when I'm gone for the €2 super chat. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Always learning. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Always learning. Brittany is the best. That's me. That's what BJC stands for. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. Thank you so much for the very, very, very generous super chat. $100 super chat in the live show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Can y'all drop some hearts? Can y'all drop some thank you hands in the chat? Now, let me go to no jump. Let me type in Aunt Heffy on YouTube and see if people have, not Nat. Oh, I'm spelling it wrong still. Aunt Heffy on YouTube. 4 hours ago, top media information. Okay, they have the same thing up, but it's the same clip we already just watched. I don't think anybody really been out here making the videos yet. Aunt Heffy in jail for murder with $1 million bail. Cold self-snitchuation. Should have STFU. Free Aunt Heffy, they're saying 5 hours ago. This is the real reason he was arrested. Robbery could be true. Who is this? Compton Rick Rock TV? What's he got to say?
You are now watching
Oh my God, it's loud.
Compton Rick Rock TV.
Whoa.
Let's get to the content.
Let's get to the
So it's
content.
been alleged that young Aunt Heffy has been arrested for murder, robbery. That's what's going on the internet. That's the big talk.
No, that's not what they said. Felony murder. Compton Rick Rock. Felony murder, not murder robbery. Felony murder.
On the internet, I seen it last night. All the stuff is alleged. I haven't seen Aunt Heffy come to the internet with anything clearing it up, but there is a video with Aunt Heffy saying that today.
Can y'all
was
hear
a
this?
good
It
day.
was so loud in my ears.
devil almost prevailed. Stay strong. So we're going to check out some of this by Aunt Heffy, and then we're going to get to some more content, man. That's alleging that young Aunt Heffy has been arrested. Let's go ahead and check this out, man. Let's get to it.
Okay. Okay, we already watched this. Let me go forward.
Like Aunt Heffy that he knew. Let's go over here and check out the ruler report and see what he got to say about all this.
Yeah, let's see what he has
Now,
to say.
apparently, young Aunt Heffy is in big trouble.
Okay.
And a lot of this just came out during the No Jumper show. Now,
So this is a little
Adam
outdated,
22
but I want to hear like what people are speculating that actually follow all this.
Spody Face, Munchie B, as well as Lush was sitting down doing the podcast, and during the podcast, like one seat was open, one seat was not occupied. And from the thumbnail, we all knew it was obvious that young Aunt...
Yeah, one of the seats was not occupied. Thank you so much to Nixie for gifting 5 BJC live show memberships. If you got one of the memberships, please do join me in thanking Nixie611 for very generously, graciously gifting 5 memberships. They're all spinning the same content, my cousin said. My brother said.
Was not in the building. Now, during the podcast, Adam 22 will bring up the fact that young Aunt Heffy was actually missing in action. And, you know, with that being said, you know, they began to speculate possibly on what was going on. Now,
okay. I want to look up the 77th Street station. Oh, not the police station, not the freaking train station. Okay. Thank you so much to Katie. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for that. 77th Street Community Police Station. Michael Rippey. Okay. Population of 175,000 people. The mission of 77th Street Area Community Police Station provide quality service. Maybe I can do jail. Oh, not girl. Now I'm spelling like Aunt Heffy. That's what we need to start calling him, Aunt Heffy. Okay, there's like this law firm that has made a little article about it. 77th Street jail info, bail visiting. Temporary. See, it's a temporary detention facility. I do not think that he has gone to court yet. It houses up to 200 male and female inmates from the point of arrest until the first court date. This is what I was saying earlier. Girl, get out of here. Go away. After their first court date, male defendants, if they remain in custody, will generally be transferred to a larger Los Angeles County jail, such as the Twin Towers Jail Correctional Facility. That is where Nick Reiner is or was. The Pitchess Detention Center, which is the Wayside Jail, or the LA Men's Central Jail. Female defendants will be transferred elsewhere. This is typically because they cannot post bail or they have been convicted of their offense. Free street and metered parking is available. Okay. So what I had speculated is being confirmed by this law firm, where it's like, all right, yes, he got arrested, but he hasn't been to court yet. That's AKA the arraignment. Another law firm. You may visit an inmate Monday through Sunday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., which is like right now. It's about to be 1 p.m. right now. Visiting hours and roster of inmates eligible for visits vary. I don't go visit Heffy, especially not because you heard on anything over here. 1 adult, 1 child may visit. This is like visitor. If you want to go visit, how to bail out an inmate. Need to bail somebody out. I'm just clicking around here. Just clicking. I can't believe TMZ. I keep hearing his name as Aunt Heffy. But in the South, we say aunt anyway. Like my Aunt Brenda, my aunt, whatever. We don't say aunt, really. I mean, some people do, but like in general, we say aunt like aunt. Okay, anyway, so back to Twitter. People tweeting about it. Exclusive No Jumper co-host has been arrested for murder. Another No Jumper host gets arrested by police. Aunt Heffy has been arrested. Whack. reacts to Heffy. No Jumper podcast host young Aunt Heffy was arrested today, being held on $1 million bail. What's the Reddit saying? Let's go over there. Sometimes they have exclusives. Oh man, they going. Y'all got me crying. Thank you, Nelly Ellie, for the $4.99. Y'all got me crying. Y'all the best, especially BJ. Especially BJ. Love you, mean it. Love you, mean it. Thank you so much for that super chat. I say aunt. You say aunt or aunt? Aunt or aunt? It looks like aunt. You spelled it like aunt. I know. I say aunt. Like my aunt, whoever, you know. I don't want to tell y'all my aunt's names, but somebody get Jayoma on. Ooh, Brittany said maybe he can get Jayoma to represent him. Talk about webbing. Yeah, except I don't think Jayoma is licensed in California. I think he's only licensed in Texas. But he could pro hack Vice or whatever. Felicia said, we say Tia. Gotcha. Adam said I say aunt. If Whack is reacting, then he knows he's an officer. It's true. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. It's a funny joke that I like to say, but who knows if it's true. Okay, someone said disappointed but not surprised. It's sad because he already survived a RICO case and did time. I didn't know that. Working an honest job really isn't that bad. In California, you can get a security guard job for like $30 an hour at some places. He can't stay awake sitting at a podcast desk, much less being in charge of keeping somebody safe for their own life. Oh, the mod said, this what sitting with Adam 16 gets you. It's really amazing to me that gang members continue to work over there. Now, I've been told he has nothing to do with a gang. That's what I got told. One of y'all said it in the chat earlier, by the way. That's how I got told it. But y'all are saying he's not involved in that. He's a non-affiliate. My name is Dawn, so my siblings call me Auntie Dawn or Auntie Dawn. I dare not let them call me Auntie. Auntie Dawn makes sense because like Dawn, you're already saying Dawn. Okay. They think they can outsmart him and suck as much clout and money from him as possible. They don't realize he learned from FMW leaving his plantation. He will never again let his slaves just escape. Now he's sicking the cops on you. Girl, I can't say this is true, but I can say I wouldn't be particularly surprised to find out it was true. Somebody said Adam probably got the murmur weapon stashed at his house. Okay, so the Reddit was a bust. All right, let's go back up here. I want to do Aunt Heffy latest. Wait, January 26th surely isn't. Or maybe it's just one F. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. Okay, yeah. Aunt Heffy, you made it, bro. Unfortunately, it had to be like this. Back with the dumb S. Aunt Heffy locked up for murder? I thought that was a joke. Another No Jumper host gets arrested. Free young Aunt Heffy. Okay, well, let's free him right into your house. You take responsibility for him then. The entire No Jumper crew found out on live stream. Their co-host. Yo, what? Arrest information. Murmur. Arrest location. So what source is this? Arrest information from Maurice Keandre Shellman. Redistributed by LCN. Protected by constitutional publishing other legal rights. Official arrest record was reported on May 20th. The person named in this listing has been arrested. What is this, though? Let me type this name in. Will it let me? Yeah, let me type this name in. Because that looks like a different source that has different information. Water on my wrist. Nevada District Court? Hold on, I'm doing a search here on this. Oh, this is New Jersey. Hold on. I am... Okay, that's... Maurice, okay, let me do this. California. Let me do Los Angeles. Arrest. Search for case by defendant name. I already did that. Public information and records. Thanks so much to Sweet Potatoes Yum for becoming a new member. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Katie, again for that $5 super chat. Thank you, cousins. Shout out, shout out. Let's see. LA County. Board agendas. No, this is just for the city. Criminal case calendar. Maybe I can look for that. Los Angeles criminal case access. I'll try that. Oh, you need the case number, which I don't have. Okay, let me try something else. Search court calendar, criminal case calendar. Do y'all know where he would go? Would it be Van Nuys? Okay, I'm doing this name search here. Last name would be Shellman. First name would be, what was it? Maurice. There's no calendar. There's no calendar. Search. Let's try courthouse location. If he's at the 77th Street, where would you look? Like which courthouse? Girl, what? Did I know that California's Medicaid program pays for exorcisms? Stop. How could we weave this into the web somehow? I mean, thank you, Nikki, for becoming a new member. Shout out to you. Welcome to cousin status. MJC. What's that mean? Metropolitan Court. What is MJC? Let's try Clara Shortridge Fultz. Girl, what department? Okay, I'm just looking at the cases today. Estrada, Antonio. Nope, not that one. Let's try. What's the other one? Van Nuys? Van Nuys? I don't see Maurice. I don't know which courthouse he'd be going to. Whoa, Vicky being on No Jumper 2 days ago could go into the web too. Seriously. Seriously. I mean, I don't know. I think like the thing is I hesitate to get off the live stream because I feel like something's going to break as soon as I do. It always does. Young Heffy arrested. Arrested for murder. In Los Angeles. That is crazy. We need an exclusive. Oh man, who's live right now? I was gonna send y'all over to Rabbit, but I guess she ain't live right now. Okay, well, I will keep looking. I'll keep searching for updates, and I'll keep searching for the case itself. If I find it, maybe I'll make a little short or something. Or a little reel or whatever you want to call it. I'm very tired at this point. I'm probably going to log off, but I'm going to keep my finger on the pulse of this case. I also want to talk about the graduates booing the AI, but I'm just like out of steam at this point. I'm all, yeah, no, I said if I had time, I would talk about David and Nancy Guthrie, but I don't. I'm ready to get off of here. So maybe I'll cover David next time. It wasn't anything really. It was just like a Discord message, and then the Nancy Guthrie thing, something about DNA. But I'm tired of dealing with Chris Nanos' stupid ass. And that's all I really had for this one. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation, neither are opinions. And everyone, including young Aunt Heffy, is innocent until proven guilty. Thank you, everybody, for the membership, subscriptions. Thank you for the super chats. It really does help. Every little bit helps. And that's really it. Love you, mean it. Okay, bye.